And we welcome you in to another victorious edition of the Voluntary Reaction. Tennessee putting the finishing touches on a 56-24 smackdown of UAB at Neyland Stadium. Trent Dilfer stalks to midfield, a loser. He will walk out. He did cover it, though, today. We'll give Trent Dilfer that. He covers. All those goofy formations worked out for him, and Tennessee will now move on to its first true road game of the season a week from today at Mississippi State. Welcome in. My name is Russell Smith. We got a full house this afternoon here on Fan Run Radio. Bear and Walker Smith through the glass this afternoon. Davey Hudson, I hear him in Nashville at the Outkick World Headquarters. Dave-O, you got me?
Hey, Russ, I got you, man. Did you have fun at the game today?
I did, man. It was steamy.
Yeah, I did get a kick out of the conversation between you and Cody McClure in the group chat.
It was steamy, yes. Cody, shout out to my good friend Brian, a.k.a. Big Daddy Vol on Twitter, hooked me up with the Primo seats. I was down there with the wine and cheesers.
You, per usual, made sure that your good buddies knew all about the perks and benefits of being down there with the beautiful people.
Yeah, I mean, we went in there. They did have, once my son discovered the free ice cream.
Is that pretty much the end of the?
Yeah, we enjoyed the air conditioning.
I bet. Old man post up by the ice cream machine.
Yeah, man, we were having a good time down there. Saw Dr. Malone and Lisa from Knoxville Smiles. Saw
Awesome.
Big Steve Hamer, Meshack and Chaz were there. Didn't get to chat them up. They were pretty much surrounded by. Anyway, I won't name drop too much on you, but we had a good time at the game. Got out of there pretty early in the third quarter. Not many people sticking around for the second half.
No, You said it was just the sun was just on you.
It was hot, man. It was hot.
When the last time you guys went to a game, it was like that?
I mean, you go to a lot of hot games. That's what happens when you go to a football game before, October. Davey, we were at that Titans game last weekend, and that was hot. So I imagine it'll be hot in there tomorrow. It's just hot. So you're listening to the show, fighting traffic downtown, doing your thing. We appreciate you being in here. Open up the phone lines. If you want to chat, 865-966-3435. Your phone number, 966-3435. Tennessee on the day piles up 510 yards of total offense. I have to go back and look at the half-by-half splits. I feel like we probably only had about 100 yards in the second half. I mean, I don't want to say we took our foot off the gas. King George does not get in the game today, which is interesting. But we kind of took our foot off the gas, Davey. I mean, it is what it is. Only 8 passes attempted in the second half. Joey Aguilar doing whatever he wanted in the first half, spreading it around. This had very much the feel of, all right, let's not get anybody hurt today on a game when UAB's a little chippy. We got a guy stomping on our kicker's foot. Whatever happened there. Let's get our guys out and play the kids. A lot of new faces, young players making their debut in Orange today.
Out of all the dirty plays we've seen out of some of these bye games, like the Tillman play, you go on down the list. This by far, if you saw it on TV, I'm sure you'll see it soon, Russ. When you really look at it, it was as dirty gets.
Oh, Ric Flair thought it was dirty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was straight out of like Channel 17 wrestling.
But shout out to Jackson Ross, the Aussie punter, for going after that guy.
Oh, yeah. He was getting ready to get lit up.
He was not going to let that go unchallenged.
I don't. They were saying on Stinchcomb and I can't.
Taylor Zarzor.
Yeah, they were just blown away that he didn't get ejected from the game. I mean, that was a basic take from them.
I did not see there was an ejection early in the first quarter on a kickoff, Davey. What happened there? I did not see that at all.
It was that they called targeting. So I actually didn't see the play either because Rush, you wouldn't have experienced this being at the game, but there was a period in the first quarter where the ESPN broadcast went out, like the screen went blue for 20 seconds, and then it just went to a commercial break while the game was happening. So there was about
great.
a 5-minute portion people missed in the first quarter. And that targeting call was a part of that. But
it was on the punt.
Yes.
It was
And
on
it wasn't,
the
it
punt.
was a fair catch too. So I don't know why
We lose Davey there.
targeting was like, it had to be something else.
Oh, no. I saw it. Number one, or what number one that time? Kid from UAB, Russ, basically just, I mean, it like the ball and Boo were here. And then about 15 yards upfield towards where the ball had been punted, somebody came through. You know how the scrum goes down the field on a punt coverage? You just see somebody come flying in and go head first right into McCullough's face mask. But he ended up playing. But yeah, that guy, it was like the shortest. Was
it a cheap shot or is it just reckless kind of?
A mixture of both. Like it wouldn't have been a penalty back in the 90s, but yeah, it was pretty egregious. I mean, he lit him up. So,
Well, hopefully everybody comes out of it okay today. I mean, really, the only thing you want is for, and a game like this is for somebody not to get injured. And it looked like, from my vantage point, that there were no serious injuries for Tennessee today. Knock on wood. So we will count that as a W. Let's get to it here. Jamie is in the leadoff position of an unfamiliar spot. I mean, usually Jamie's in the heart of the order, kind of trying to knock in the base runners, but he'll try and get that OBP up today. What's up, Jamie?
What's up, man? Yeah, normally I like to get everybody else's reaction because sometimes I tend to be extreme, but let me just jump out on this one today. Yeah, we have a very unserious football program.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did y'all watch that game? Did you see that guy throw for over 300 yards on us with receivers running wide open?
I did.
And they're throwing to the sideline on us, Russ, where you would think that eventually Willie Moe or Tim Banks would finally be like, all right, let's cover the sideline. Let's cover the boundary.
I did. I also saw a lot of true freshmen in there. Merritt, Sidney Walton, Trey Poteet. We got Redmond out of there early. William Wright playing a lot of football for Tennessee defensively today. Jaden Perlotti, Jaden Harmon making their debuts in orange. So I'll pump the brakes about being – I think today was more about players than X's and O's and just getting guys out there under not the bright lights but the bright sun and kind of seeing what we got with a few guys.
Well, if that's the case, then, Russ, what do we got?
Oh, I mean, we got some guys who look good out there running around. I mean, like it's your first time out there, and you're going to give up plays. I mean, that's kind of to be expected. We saw it with Redmond last week, and he's a guy that they've coached up quite a bit. And we're seeing the backups come in today, and yeah, they get their nose bloody, to quote Coach Fulmer.
But it's not a bad thing, Jamie.
That's what I saw. It
yeah.
isn't?
No, Lord, no. They're pups. First time on Neyland Stadium, there's a big crowd in there. They're playing, their first meaningful snaps of college football. And
I mean, I'm not going to sit here like I'm worried about our defense, Jamie. Like it's going to get a little bit more difficult these next two ball games, but we've shown that we've got an offense that can outscore people. We're going to have to do that. And I think it will pay dividends in the long run to play these kids and get them some meaningful experience. So I'm not freaking out about the back. If they were doing that against our first string and what was it was 42-7 at the half. Like if they were cooking our first team out there, I'd be there with you. But I'm not pushing the panic button after giving up 24 to UAB when most of our starters didn't get off the bench in the second half.
Okay, that's fair. I'm willing to give you that, Russ. Speaking of starters, I don't understand why Merklinger's out there the whole freaking second half and we don't get to see.
That was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, if I had to nitpick, I was really looking forward to seeing King George operate.
Me too. I just thought that after last week, Heupel would feel like he owed the fan base something better than getting out, just blowed out in the second half like that. I understand it's UAB, and they're a bunch of scrubs, and our freshmen 4-stars should be able to play a little bit better than that, if you ask me. And it's just, the whole, okay, they keep throwing it to the boundary on us. At some point, even though you're a pup, Bear, you got to be like, all right, you ain't gonna throw to the boundary on this one. You might be able to throw it out in the middle of the field, but you ain't getting to the boundary on this one. I'm getting sick and tired of watching the quarterback drop back and throw to a wide open receiver on the boundary every single time. We let that guy throw for 3 bills on us. That little scrub from UAB.
Hey, Jamie,
who was at, I don't want to burst. It's not bursting bubble. Jamie, that was, Jalen Kitney. He's got his problems, whatever happened there. I don't really want to get into that. But he was at Florida. I mean, let's not act like this kid was just some scrub arm quarterback. The only reason he's not at Florida now is
he likes him young.
Yeah, he likes him young. And then, the whole whatever happened there thing. But yeah,
allegedly.
But the kid's got a big time arm.
Jamie or Davey, are you worried about this performance from our defense in the second half?
No, you could tell they were trying to get out of there. Now, after what happened with Max Gilbert there, I would have liked to have seen the foot not come off the gas at all. Jamie, I guess my question to you would be, when was the last time Tennessee was a serious program? Since we're not a serious program right now.
I don't know. Maybe I just,
You're being very emotional, Jamie. You're very emotional right now.
That's what we do. I tell you what, I'll be fair, Davey. It's to me, it's a call. I'm always looking for Uncle Fluffy to do what he do. And today I saw it, so I look at it like this, and I'll get out of the way. I look at these other contenders that are in front of us where we want to be, and I think, do they keep a guy like Willie Moe on their staff? And what's the answer to that, gentlemen?
A guy like, I don't really know what to make.
We're attacking like Willie Martinez now? I mean, all the guy's done is produce players here, Jamie. What do you want? He's got 2 All-Americans on the bench with injury.
Remember I was UAB, but anyway, yeah, you're right. He was the quarterback came from Florida. I just thought that they owed us a little bit more after last week, man. I'm still not over Georgia. You'll hang in there.
Obviously.
Last week has lingered a full week for Jamie Utah, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm beginning to wonder, Russ, if that call had anything to do with today's game or is just left over from last week. Wow. All right.
It was 42-7 at the half. And yeah, listen, you could tell the way we were just operating there late. We were just getting through it. I don't think, Merck looked particularly like a viable backup if that's a guy you need to come in and play. If Aguilar was to go down, the defense, it just seemed we weren't really attacking there late. Did have a couple of turnovers. They were able to get a field goal there early off of a Boo Carter muffed punt. But I don't really have any qualms outside of, I would say, hey, number 1 for UAB was still out there. He left the field under his own power after he did to our player what no one should be able to do. That would be my only thing is that guy's not walking off the field today.
You think the Aussie would have beaten him senseless, Russ? What do you think? If you'd gotten a hold of him, he was pissed.
I don't like to see it. We had seats. We're right behind the Tennessee bench and right there and in front of the kicking net. And it was interesting, up close and personal with Max Gilbert, up close and personal with Jackson Ross. He's in there practicing his kicks with both feet. It's so weird.
Really?
He'll do 2 just light punts with his right foot and then 2 quick ones with his left foot and then go out there.
Huh. Well, I also saw that I didn't realize that they had a facility there on the sideline.
Yeah, they got a little tent where you can go in there and take care of your business now.
It's not sponsored by Depends yet, is it?
No, it's not nearly as. It's small. It's small.
It looks like one of those camping showers.
Yeah. No, I was just saying because Dion in Colorado, his is sponsored by Depends, and that's a much bigger facility.
We're watching football this afternoon in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. We're watching Syracuse up 27-14 at Clemson in a game that had a long weather delay. Clemson's got the ball here down 13, and it kind of looks like Dabo's boys might be waving the white towel a little bit here after he basically called them a bunch of losers last week. Funny how that works.
That LSU win's not looking as good now, so... What's crazy, like, I've not been very impressed with what I've seen from LSU. Same would go for South Carolina. And you look at it as far as like the early draft boards go, like Lenora Sellers and Garrett Nussmeier, the top 2 quarterbacks in next year's draft. So I don't think either one of those guys is going to win the Heisman. But as it relates to Tennessee, do you think we should have kept Joey in there a little bit longer to pad the stats, seeing as he has entered the top 10 in the Heisman race?
I mean, I don't. I mean, this is very subjective. I don't give a damn about the Heisman Trophy. But, you know, maybe if you do, like, I wouldn't keep him in there. I like I told Jamie, like, I would have rather have just started Merklinger and let him play the third quarter and see McIntyre. I mean, I am kind of bummed. Like, I think McIntyre's the future. I don't see Merklinger being the guy next year. And I think that we need to embrace any opportunity to get McIntyre reps.
For me, Dave, it's more just we got a good look at Merklinger in a game today, and we would be in a world of hurt if something happens to Aguilar.
Auburn and Oklahoma are tied at 3 in Jackson Arnold's return to Norman. Ole Miss has jumped out ahead of Tulane 13-0 in Oxford, and Michigan has stormed in to Nebraska and gone up 10-0 in Lincoln.
This game is over, and honestly, not the result I would have liked to have seen, but Memphis upsets Arkansas 32-31.
Tiger High.
Arkansas with another late fumble.
Oh, they're
deep in
down
Memphis territory.
In Fayetteville right now.
And don't look now, but Texas Tech, you know, they got all the money down there now, the billionaire booster. They go to Salt Lake City today and walk the dog on Utah 34-10.
Nice. Syracuse just recovered a fumble. Clemson fumbled inside their 20-yard line. First play Syracuse touchdown there. Now
Ooh, Dabo.
20 points.
Yabbo Dabo doo.
34-14.
Brad in Crossville is next. Hello, Brad.
Afternoon, fellas.
What's going on, man?
That's why I love Jamie, man. Jamie Van Dam, the time cop, he keeps us grounded. I mean, you know, he's always, and you know, no joke. That's why he's one of my favorite callers. I mean, the dude, he brings a different view. You know, something I'm not normally used to. Number one. Number two, Joey Aguilar he's my quarterback. I love that dude. He just keeps making throws, keeps making plays. You know, when he slipped that sack, made that throw. I mean, that was just, you know, just spot on for him. And number three, could we not just run the ball down to maybe the 35 and pull our kicker out and let that son of a bitch get some practice?
Poor Gilbert. There was this guy, I told you, we're sitting right in front of, just watching him the whole game. He's right in front of us kicking. And he kicked whenever we had the ball, he's in that net the whole time, just kicking.
Keeping his leg warm.
Yeah, just getting ready because I guess we can score so quickly. He must kick. We had one possession, a 10-play possession where we had the ball for 10 minutes or something, and he's over there just kicking the entire time. I'm getting tired of watching him. But there's this guy in our section, grown man, who just keeps yelling at him. He's like, "Hey, Gilbert, we love you, buddy. We love you, Gilbert. We love you, man." Like over and over to the point where it's dude, I don't think he's going to acknowledge you, but he hears you, and I'm sure he's very appreciative of the fact that you are professing your love and supporting him through this difficult time. But, I don't know, Brad. If he went out there and nailed a 60-yarder today, would it make you feel any better?
Yes, for the future, absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, I've calmed down a little from last weekend, but I still, I lay in bed at night just awake, just think, son of a bitch, why could you not just kick the damn field? Why could you not make that? I mean, it's eating me alive. I know I've got to let it go. I've got to move past it, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to. It's one of those things. But the guy, I feel bad for him. I mean, and he caught he's caught so much shit. I mean, he's had to have, and like I feel bad. And that's enough punishment as far as I'm concerned. But I'd like to see the dude get out there and maybe get a little redemption song.
Yeah, I feel for him, man. That's tough, man, because it'll stick with us forever. I mean, what do you think it feels like for that kid?
He'll wake up in the middle of the night, Brad, when he's 65 years old.
What if I'd have made that?
What if I'd made that kick? Would I be sleeping next to Miss America right now?
Yeah, or better. No, but anyway, of course, like I said, I saw what Jamie saw. The open crap on the outside. I mean, it was, which like you said, I mean, when you got second and third string in there, I mean, I don't know what you expect. I mean, that's going to happen. And that's good. It's good for them to get their noses blooded.
Sure.
And if Uncle Fluffy was going to show up, I'm glad it was today.
This still doesn't. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put out a guide for you guys. What is an Uncle Fluffy situation?
Well, I'm not saying that. Jamie said that. I'm saying like if this is an Uncle Fluffy show up, I'm happy. He couldn't have picked a better game to show up at.
I'd say we've got some key injuries on defense, and this was a game where they wanted to get as many of the starters out. Because we can't afford any more injuries to our starters.
No, Bear, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, I 100% agree with you. I know what you're saying, but anyway, guys, that's all I had, man. It feels good to get back on the winning horse, drink from the keg of glory. Y'all have a good evening. I'm going to keep on listening. I hope there's some entertaining calls coming up.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate the phone call. 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on the voluntary reaction. Were presented this afternoon, as always, by our friends at the Griffin Law Firm. Shout out Marshall Griffin this afternoon. I wonder if he is drinking from the keg of despair like poor Jamie today.
I would like
Maybe
to add,
we'll hear from Marshall. Yes.
as it relates to Tim Banks, like I know whenever you think of like elite defenses, you think of what Kirby Smart and Nick Saban were like 5 years ago, where it's just people aren't scoring these points. Well, even then, like, Alabama, I guess probably more of like circa 2012 Alabama. Tim Banks is considered a top 10 defensive coordinator in the country. And it's just a matter of time before he gets a head coaching job. So the people that are kind of tired of Uncle Fluffy, you're likely not going to have to deal with him for much longer, but it's not because of negative performances.
No, it's such a great point. And like what I always say, Davey, is name me a fan base that's really satisfied and in love with their defensive coordinator.
It's not like it used to be, man. Like, I mean, these offenses are high-powered. The rules of the game now all go to benefit the offense.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to have points. And that's why it's great to have a head coach like Josh Heupel that, he's always in that lab just crafting new ways to score points. Like I loved, this isn't the first time we saw it, but that touchdown that Brazel had in the first quarter, I mean, that was you'd run that wide receiver screenplay multiple times, and then you're just like, all right, we're going to have our blocker slip it, and then he's wide open, and he just is able to get into the end zone, and he now, at least earlier today, was leading the nation in touchdown catches. So,
yeah, another tutty for Brazel today. 5 catches, 62 yards, and the touchdown to lead the way for Tennessee receiving. I mean, Bear, tell like what fan base? What's a defensive coordinator out there that people love?
That's what I was sitting here racking my brain. Usually, it would be. I mean, he's the head coach, but he's a de facto defensive coordinator. And that's Kirby, but I mean, they were happy
41
that they beat
last
us. But yeah, don't think that it wasn't noticed by that fan base that Tennessee kind of turned them every which way but loose. I can't think of one, Russell.
But I mean, that's modern football. Nobody loves their defensive coordinator in modern football. And Davey's absolutely right. Like you can, because I can hear the eyeballs rolling when he says Tim Banks is a top 10 defensive coordinator in college football. He's right. Just Google any list, any serious list will have Tim Banks in there. Now, he probably is worthy of a head coaching job at some point. I think there have been a couple that he could have had. I think he's going to be selective, but it's just hard for defensive coaches to get head coaching job. Nobody wants to hire a defensive head coach anymore.
No, and I'd be willing to bet we probably ought to do it. I want to look at that list, and I guarantee you everybody in that top 10 or top 15, we can list off a game where their defensive coordinator just got shelled. Because Davey is exactly right about that. I mean, it's really hard.
We've all got a little Uncle Fluffy in us.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing.
Stop and think about it. It's not good, but it's there.
Hey, buddy, I know what our defense looked like before Tim Banks got here.
I'd rather have Uncle Fluffy than cornbread. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Remember we deluded ourselves after that Auburn game that he was some kind of savant-like genius?
He's calling out the plays. He knows everything they're doing.
Oh, cornbread.
From Brad in Crossville to Brad in Nashville. Good afternoon, Brad. You're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead.
All right, man. I'm all the way over Uncle Fluffy conversations like this. We were up 42-7 at halftime. If there's one player that's worth a single damn that gets hurt in the second half of that game, I'm blaming the coaches.
The second half of that game is an audition. You know that you're going to have some blown coverages, some mental mistakes, some guys not physical enough. All those things happen. How about that touchdown UAB scored where they're in that funky Emory and Henry formation, whatever that is, and then they're just floating it, and that guy's just wide open. And I don't know who it was. I'm not going to put him on blast. But there was one guy just let the guy run by and thought he had help over the top. He didn't.
Oh, yeah, we saw that play.
Walked in. That was a true freshman, and like they're gonna look at the film. Like he's gonna learn from that though. I bet you that's the last time that ever happens to that kid.
He might have caught you from behind, but I think you could have burned him. I don't know if he would have scored.
I think it was Walton or Merritt. I'm not sure, but they both played, and so they'll both.
I'd rather make those mistakes against UAB in a blowout game than if, God forbid, we have to really need him at some point this year.
And, Brad, one of the narratives this week was poor Andre Turrentine, who has an interception today, the Ensworth kid. Why can't we do any better than him? He takes these terrible angles. So we put our young safeties out there and that's why Turrentine's playing.
Yeah.
He might take a bad angle occasionally, but at least he knows where he's supposed to be.
You got to put these kids in. You got to put these kids in the crucible, man. We complain year after year. Why aren't they playing the kids? Well, this is what happens when you play kids. We still double them up. I'm sorry we didn't cover. That's not their fault. They shouldn't care about that. So get the kids some time. Don't get anybody worth a damn hurt that we need to beat real teams. And I have no problem with what happened today. We look great. So whatever.
Best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores.
Pretty much. A lot of those guys, their first game action was today. So there you go. That's what you're going to get. But let them know what real bullets feel like.
Yes.
Can you imagine how jacked up it has to be for those guys? I mean, you're 18, just out of high school, and you're walking on that field.
It doesn't even matter if the stadium's half empty. It's a Coliseum. It's awesome.
I'm just glad they're out there playing because I look back, I remember being in attendance in 2010 when it took overtime to beat UAB, and you're playing your starters throughout that game, like Denarius Moore, game-winning touchdown imagine carrying a guy off the field because you beat UAB in overtime.
It happened. We saw
it. So, yeah, no complaints, man. I mean, all challenges cleared. We put the backups in early, and they played the rest of the game. And no one of significance got nailed. Everyone got their numbers. Like all three running backs scored, one of them twice. I think it was Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? Move on. W. We got a real game next week, and I feel good about it. So I love you guys. Take it easy.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate the phone call. 865-966-3435. Your number to get on the voluntary reaction post-game extravaganza presented by the Griffin Law Firm.
Speaking of Doolander, have you guys seen any of his campaign videos yet on social media?
No. Davey, are you following the Dooley campaign closely?
I wouldn't say closely. I have, checked in from time to time. I would imagine I'm sure he'll be there next weekend. Alabama playing Georgia. He's was on Nick Saban's staffs there for a while, and obviously his dad's relationship with Georgia and the fact he's running for Senate in Georgia. Could see him being in Athens next weekend.
I just want, I'm here for Dooley Pearl 2036. Dooley Pearl 20 or Pearl Dooley, however you want to stack it.
What kind of trouble could those two get us into leading our country?
I mean, there's a real possibility both of those guys are Senate representing members of the U.S. Senate.
One's the second best basketball coach we ever had, and
I don't know if they can keep us out of a war, but we'll damn sure be able to break down a 1-3-1 zone.
I mean,
and honestly, I feel like everybody at the White House would have good hygiene, Russ, be shower discipline again.
Yep.
The trash cans would be equally distributed.
Facing the right direction.
Yes.
Imagine going back to the year 2010 and you're looking at Tennessee's coaching staff, just the university as a whole, and you're just like, you know what? There's two U.S. senators right there.
Yeah, the two of them, because that was right at the end of the Pearl where he'd kind of flamed out
at our school. Yeah, on campus here at the same time.
Yeah, and then we had Dooley.
Both with, we'd have we'd have Dooley on the stool, Butch or Bruce laid out across the three sorority girls' laps in the park, on the golf cart.
Holding barbecue with his little chef's hat on. Aaron Kraft in the background.
Jordan Hudson, Houston. What's her name? Jordan.
I saw that. Was she was on the sideline again?
She's on the sideline today, chatting up Bill, giving him some advice.
David, could you imagine if Mrs. S just walked in here in the middle of the Rocky Top Report on some random Wednesday and just started, giving Russell some guidance and some direction?
Did you guys read the report as to why things fell apart with her and being on Dancing with the Stars?
No.
Because she's a psycho B word?
Oh!
Wow.
Apparently there were a lot of demands that the producers were not willing to meet that she was asking for. And it was a situation where her appearance fell through pretty much at the last minute. So they kind of had to scurry and find an alternative very quickly. It was funny. It's just like, I'd never watched Dancing with the Stars. And then I just, you see that headline and you're just like, who even does this? And I saw Corey Feldman is going to be a member.
Oh, he's so cringe. I'll tell you who she wasn't beating, though, Davey. She wasn't beating Topanga.
Aren't you a little old to be?
I just saw it online,
Topanga?
and I know that it's a reference. But, yeah.
Do you know what it's a reference to?
Some kid that used to be on some TV show.
Is it Danielle Fisher? Is that her real name?
I just know her as Topanga from Boy Meets World. Ben Savage, Fred Savage's little brother.
That's young.
Topanga.
Yeah. She's apparently kicking everybody's ass in it. Don't ask me how I know. Davey brought up Dancing with the Stars, Russ. It wasn't me.
But, UNC, they are getting beat, I believe it's 13-0 at the moment by UCF.
How old is Topanga?
My guess is she's a couple years younger than you.
44.
She your age?
Yeah.
Did you watch Boy Meets World?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was towards the end of TGIF. Yeah, I was a big Boy Meets World fan. Great
they
show.
had some witch show on that lineup too, didn't they?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch. No, I wasn't into that one. But, yeah, Danielle Fishel. Ashley Schaefer, Vol fan, is next. ASVF. Good afternoon, sir.
What's up, guys? Jamie is my inner voice, and when we have all-time meltdown moments like last week, I just let it out.
Your inner voice. That's the past. The past two voluntary reactions, brother. You've not exactly cloaked yourself in glory. I don't know.
That's what I just said, Bear. I let it. It becomes my external voice when there's all-time meltdown moments like last week.
Well, we all got a little Uncle Fluffy in us, and we all got a little Jamie in us. I get time copy when I'm watching these games. Like those coaches, they're on the sideline. The band's playing. Yeah, 10 guys talking to them in the headset. They're trying to get a hold of the ref while they're calling the next play. I'm sitting there on my couch with potato chips on my shirt going, that's stupid. He should use a timeout.
What do you call him? What Cross will call him? Jamie Van Dam, the time cop?
Yes.
Good reference.
Guys, speaking of Max Gilbert, did you guys hear the rumor that he tried to hurt himself last week after the game?
Oh, man.
They found the rope. He just couldn't kick the chair out from under him.
Inner voice, huh?
Proud of yourself there, buddy. Funny.
I'm not going to lie. I stole that one from John Reed. That is a funny joke, though.
Mental health is real. Ashley Schaefer, Vol fan. Mental health is real health. It's nothing to me making fun of.
Fuck Max Gilbert.
Oh,
Max Gilbert.
You can't say that. That's our kicker.
We're going to need him at some point again. Ashley Schaefer, Vol.
Have we forgotten the middle stretch of last year?
We don't forget anything, but that's somebody's son. That's somebody out there trying hard. Could you do better?
Could I do better? No, I could not. I could not do better. But
well, fuck Ashley Schaefer, Vol fan. Then how about that?
Wow, Russ, that's too far.
Oh, that's too far. It's too far. You don't like it when the shoe's on the other foot, do you? Do you?
No, that I personally never lost a game for the Tennessee Vols. I can say that.
You haven't given him your full-throated support and loyalty. That's for damn sure. Telling a very off-color joke. There's nothing anybody could say that is going to make him feel worse than he feels. And it's never going away for him. We'll forget about it. Even you, we're all claiming we'll never forget this game.
I won't forget about it. I ain't
forgot. No, I'm not going to forget about it, Bear. I can promise you
Greg
that.
Burke, it's been 35 years. I ain't going to forget tomorrow. I ain't going to forget about Max Gilbert. I guarantee you that right now. But I don't think that we should be making jokes about his mental health and physical safety, ASVF. That's beyond the pale.
That's fair enough. Fair enough, Russ.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Right.
I did miss something.
We'll take that as an
earlier,
apology.
Though. You said
an apology.
It is an apology. I'm sorry, Max. I shouldn't have made light of your trauma last week. You mentioned earlier that Kitna liked something young and tight. What was that?
He said young.
Right?
You can Google this. Ashley Schaefer, Vol fan, your phone call today has been absolutely reprehensible. Hit the bricks, buddy. You're out of here. You can Google Kitna's kid if you want. How do you think old boy from what's the score in the Nebraska game now, Dave? They're on the board, 10-3.
Yes.
Will Compton from Us with the Boys bet $50,000 on Nebraska straight up.
Oh, yeah.
He and Taylor Lewan went on ESPN early this week, and whoever loses that game has to shave their whole head
down to the
besides their eyebrows.
It's like full on looking like me.
Shave the eyebrows too?
Eyebrows get to stay.
I think you should shave the eyebrows like the dude from the Pink Floyd movie, The Wall.
Oh, that was
Bob Geldof.
Yeah, but it was Sid in real life. He did that. Have you seen that picture where he shows up? People look weird without eyebrows.
You think so, Bear?
Yeah.
That's a dynamite observation. Yes, people do look weird without eyebrows. Let's get Roberto in here next. Roberto, you're on Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Go ahead.
So that mighty Clemson team that LSU barely got by the other day, are we now going back on us thinking LSU is the best team in the country?
I don't know. I mean, I said from the start, Roberto, that I think that it's all the preseason rankings and those first week rankings. I mean, you go back and look at them and compare them. No, it's very rarely gets anywhere near reality.
Yeah.
There's always one team in the top 10. That's like been proven out over time. One team in the top 10 will finish the season unranked. Looks like it might be Clemson this year.
They are hot dog water. They are bad.
Where was Florida ranked preseason? They were like 8th.
13th. I think they were 13th. Wow. Oklahoma just got gifted a touchdown. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I'm watching the game.
Oh my God. Auburn can't win for losing. They're not any good.
They're
this
fighting,
Oklahoma
though.
team doesn't look any. Yeah, I think their defense is better than I expected. This is definitely a defensive game, but you cannot turn the ball over inside your own 20.
No.
On a punt.
No.
On a punt.
Can't do that.
It's just a few observations. First of all, anybody who went over to the game today, you're a Vol through and through. That's about the hottest I've ever been at a football game, and that's saying something. Merklinger's not any good, guys. He's bad. I don't want to come down on him, but we literally wrapped Joey in bubble wrap. He shouldn't have been in there past the first quarter. Merklinger is really bad. And King George didn't even take a snap, did he?
No. He didn't get in. I feel like Merklinger, it's one of those things where he's not exactly analyzing super fast. And with that being the case, you're missing some throws or not even taking them in the first place because your guys already.
I mean, there's a reason he went out and got Joey when he did. I mean, they knew.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back to what Russ is saying. I'm wholeheartedly bought into his line of thinking now about who your quarterback's going to be in modern day college football. I mean, are you better off just going and getting a kid that's played a lot of college football and been in a lot of games, even if it's at a lower level like Aguilar at App State,
right.
But he's played some big time teams and he's been in.
Well, a guy who can also process pretty well. You focused on processing well and not necessarily being perfect and having the.
Well, because that's where honestly that's where the big advantage Hendon Davey had over the last two quarterbacks we've had is his ability to process at the line of scrimmage at an incredible rate. And I think that's the most important thing for a hyper quarterback.
Well, especially running it at the tempo you need to run it at.
I mean, it's just super with especially just everything. The choice routes, you have to be completely synced up with your receivers. You got to step up the line going fast, like you were saying, the speed of it, make the right reads, and then pull the trigger on it.
Yeah. Do you guys think when it comes to our defense that we're just really this bad? We look pretty bad. Or is it – I mean, I keep saying it's because we're missing 3 or 4 starters, or we're missing 4. We may miss 3 for the rest of the year, however that works. But I'm genuinely starting to believe maybe they're not very good.
No, I think you guys are I think some of you guys are overblowing
starting to jump the shark.
Yeah, I mean, we're still down the starters, and
they
racked up most of those yards on basically our 3rd and 4th string. I mean,
I thought we were fine in the first half. I'll
stay positive for one more week then. I'll stay positive for one more week about that until we see what Chapin does to us next week.
Now, I worry about the Arkansas game being a track meet.
Dude, Arkansas sucks, man.
Jalen Green's fast, man.
I don't know if he's going to make it here. He keeps taking shots.
They play Notre Dame next week.
Yeah, and they're going to get the shit beat out of them. And Notre Dame's not even good either. I'm watching them against Purdue. By the way, I feel so bad for that Angeli kid. You see, he just broke his leg.
Oh, no.
Did he really?
It was a non-contact.
Yeah, they were up 3 touchdowns. They were up 2 touchdowns. What did you say, maybe?
It was non-contact.
It was non-contact. They had him in a knee brace and a boot.
Yeah,
it looked like to me he'd broken his lower leg.
I mean, you can watch the play. I saw somebody tweet it out, but yeah, he's not around anybody, and he goes down.
I hate that for him because they're a respectable football team. Maybe we beat a pretty damn respectable team the other day. Maybe Clemson's just that bad. I don't know. But a team that barely, that LSU barely got by is getting absolutely worked over by a team Tennessee dominated. So, I don't know.
I'll tell you what,
on the road, by the way.
Roberto, to back up your Angeli take, I mean, he's heading into this week. He was, I think he was third in the nation in passing yards, or at least third in the Power 4. Like, he slings it.
Yep.
You hate to see that.
Yep. And who's that wide receiver? Is it Junior Ross or something - Ross? We need to go get him in the portal. That guy balled out against us, and he's balling out against Clemson. He is a nice player. Again, I hate that. Joey's one mishap today, the interception. I had somebody text me, I can't believe you had an interception. I was like, did you actually watch the football game? Or like, that just couldn't have been any worse luck, right?
Yeah, it's a tip ball. It gets knocked in the air and gets picked.
I don't even know if it was tipped as much as it hit our receiver in the pads and went straight up in the air, right?
Yeah.
Or did it get tipped? You couldn't tell in the stadium.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. It looked like a ball that should have been caught for sure.
Yeah.
We had a couple drops today, man. I mean, that's been a recurring theme. As good as these receivers have played.
Oh, Peyton Lewis too. That one drop. Oh my, it was a touchdown, Russ. It was blocked perfectly. It was right in front of us. I was like, oh my God, if he catches that, it's an 80-yard touchdown. And Joey has a 300-yard game. Well, thanks for the time, guys. I'll just leave you with this. There has to come a time when Tennessee stops playing these damn Bush League teams. Because what happened to Max Gilbert today is unconscionable. That player should be ejected. They should retroactively eject him for their next game, and Trent Dilfer should pay a fine or be fired because of it. I mean, I've never seen a team just cheap shot on cheap shot except for Akron. We are lucky we came out of this game with no major injuries because those guys are a bunch of cheap shot artists. Take care.
Wow.
Roberto, I'm curious.
Checking in.
Strong stuff.
I'm curious if Dilfer knew that guy did what he did. I mean, Russ, you were in the stadium. Did they? I mean, could you see like Dilfer react after that?
No, not at all. I didn't even know what had happened until afterwards. It was I was so close and on the other end that like I couldn't see that other side.
We didn't have a lineman go down on that extra point, did we?
No, but we had one later off the there was the fumble return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Did we catch who that was? Was it Bennett Warren again?
Yes.
So he's kind of stepped into that role. It's good that the 4-star recruit from Houston's been able to find I don't know if he's ever going to play offensive line here, but he's really taken to the lay down lineman.
I mean, very reminiscent of early Jude Law. He's really cutting his teeth in the act now. I mean, he's got
Jude Law's where we're going.
Sure, why not? He's the only actor I can think of off the top of my head. I told you I watched Sherlock Holmes.
What did you watch? Okay, Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
This is a very obscure reference for you.
Jude Law. I was trying to Ewan McGregor guy, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But yeah, I mean, who was it that? I mean, the kid from I don't know if it was last year, or the year before, and Heupel just is the best supporting actor. Russ, when he gets down on one knee and holds their hand. Looks like he's praying over him.
Justice Haynes, the Alabama transfer, took one about 76 yards a few minutes ago to put Nebraska. This is kind of a shootout, or put Michigan up 17-10 after Nebraska came back and tied it.
They should have bet the eyebrow deal. That's an unbelievable picture you sent us, Davey.
Yeah, man. That good friend of mine got hammered when we were in college. Shaved his head and his eyebrows, and it just so happened that he was the best man in his brother's wedding 1 week later.
Oh, no.
It's beautiful.
What did the family say? What did the bride say?
I don't know, but I know the marriage didn't work out.
My brother cut his own hair. He ended up looking like Lloyd Christmas, Jim Carrey off Dumb and Dumber. Did you ever do that, or you or your brothers, Russ?
Cut your own hair?
Yeah, when you're little.
Oh,
you get the scissors and you cut the front of your hair.
No, man.
He cut it all the way back to his hairline. He was like a complete idiot for a month.
I did one time. It wasn't super short, but I know my mom got pissed because she then had to try to like even it up for whatever reason. Like the bangs, like the middle part was just a little bit longer, and I like tried to just go straight across, but it
Right,
pulled everything
diagonal.
else up.
Yeah.
It was probably 6 or 7.
865-966-3435 is your phone number if you want to get on the Voluntary Reaction post-game show here this afternoon. 966-3435. Let's get Connor in here next. Hello, Connor.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How about you?
Just got done being undercover at the Memphis game. I did score some tickets to it, and let me just tell you, boys, Arkansas sucks.
That's what we said last year.
Arkansas, no, man, they are bad.
That's what we said last
You
year.
can't throw.
That's what we said last year.
Joey's not going to the Rose Bowl the week before, though, without anyone knowing.
True.
I feel you,
True.
Connor.
If we can't beat Arkansas this year, man, we just need to hand the keys to Memphis, hand the keys to Tennessee to Memphis, and just let them have it because they deserve it. If we can't beat Arkansas, and we can.
Well, if we struggle in one of these next two, I do think it's more likely that it's this week against Mississippi State than Arkansas, because we've got an off week before Arkansas. We've got 2 weeks to prepare for it. It's a home game, and the biggest factor should be, in my mind, just the motivation of what happened last year. And I know we got new players and everything, but there should be enough guys on the team that's like, hey, A, let's not let anybody sneak up on us in our home stadium, and B, we owe these guys. We owe them, and quite frankly, it would be nice to have it not be close.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think if someone was to do a deep dive on our defense this year, and someone calculated how many points has actually been put up against our starters, not in garbage time, I mean, what are we talking there? 7 points this game. Okay, then the 38 against Georgia. But, I mean, our starters haven't been just giving up wild touchdowns left and right.
No, and I think, some coaches probably play the stat game. Ooh, I want the shutout. Ooh, I want the defense to be in the top 10 so we can get our guys bonuses and all this stuff. I don't think Heupel and Banks are really worried about that. I think they both know they're getting rich here, and it's about quality and developing their team. And I think they probably knew ahead of time, they're going to cream these guys today, and they're going to give up some points that they don't necessarily have to, but they wanted to play these young players out there today. And defensively, we got a lot of guys, their first experience of college football today. And I think that's going to prove valuable from a film. Maybe you found a guy that could help you today. Maybe it's like a guy that, hey, we weren't necessarily counting on Emmanuel Okoye to give us anything this year, but maybe he gets in there and flashes a little bit when these guys turn on the film. You don't know, a guy that can help you. And even if that doesn't happen, it's like, okay, well, giving Jaden Harmon or Perlotti a taste of playing football, like maybe that lights the fire under them to really improve and take a big step that wouldn't have happened if you just left your starters in there chasing a shutout.
No, man, I agree. That's why I think we always need to have at least one cupcake game just to work it out. And who cares about stats, man? At the end of the day, you just want to win. Go Vols, baby.
I want to win. Thank you, Connor. Couple lines available if you want to jump in. Now's a great time to take a shot. 865-966-3435. Your number to get on the Voluntary Reaction, presented by our good friends over at the Griffin Law Firm. Griffin Law, your trusted military attorneys, legal advisors, friends to Fan Run, going on 3 years now. We appreciate Marshall Griffin and his whole crew over there, all the work that they do to make this possible for us here doing the Voluntary Reaction. We love it. And if you are in the military, if you're a service member, if you're a veteran, and you need legal counsel, something to do with a court-martial, benefit claims, facing adverse action from the government, Marshall Griffin, VFL, and his team are here to assist you. For a free consultation, call them anytime at 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. They're online at griffinlawdefense.com. And even more this year than the military folks who we love and appreciate, but federal employees, if you work for the DOE, the FBI, FCC, DOD, something like that. I know a lot of Oak Ridge folks in those agencies, and you feel you've been discriminated against at work, subject to some sort of adverse action. A lot of people don't even know that they've got legal options. Marshall can help. He's a veteran. Give him a call. 888-707-4282. Remember, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law. griffinlawdefense.com. Nebraska scores again.
Did you see the play?
I did not.
So it's 3rd and 16, about 14 seconds left. Maybe a little bit more than that. Nebraska does a quick draw. Matt Rule ends up taking a timeout with 1 second left. It's 4th down, 54-yard Hail Mary, very reminiscent of the Juwan Jennings Dobnell boot to tie the game.
Juwan Jennings. It was. Wow. It was kind of a carbon copy of that play on the other side of that end zone, wasn't it?
Yep.
Climbed the ladder and snared it. There, look at Mike Eckler going crazy.
This pepper's running hot, Russ.
Chili.
It's chili's hot.
It's almost chili season.
It is, isn't it? Oh, man, can't wait for that first bowl. Gotta get me some Fritos.
I've revamped my recipe over the summer, boys.
Over the summer?
Yeah.
What'd you change?
Can't really tell you. You just have to sample it. Next time you're in, Dave, I'll make you a pot.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
He put Cheetos in it.
Oh, dude, no,
Crunched up Cheetos. Put some Cheetos in it. The spicy Cheetos.
You put onions in your chili, Bear? I know some people that don't like onions in chili.
I mean, I start off with, the Holy Trinity. You got to have everything's got to have a little bit of green pepper and a little bit of onion in it, Davey.
Oh, I'm a big fan of, onions in chili and just really sauteed onions in general. I've got one onion that I got from the store the other day, and this thing's like just growing on its own.
Really?
Yeah. I can go grab it for you guys here in a minute if you want to see it.
No, I'm good. True fact, I don't think I've ever bought an onion.
What?
I don't think I've ever bought onions.
I kind of want to show you guys.
How old were you when you got married?
26.
So you were responsible for yourself for like 8 years?
Yeah. I wasn't buying no onions. I don't like onions, man. I like onion rings, blooming onion.
Great.
Actually, I do really like onions. I
You
just
like them
don't
fried?
yeah, I like fried onions.
You like fried? You don't like raw onions on a burger? Like lettuce, tomato, onion on a burger?
No, not really.
Huh. Man, you're missing out, man. I love onions. It's good stuff.
I'll take your word for it. 865-966-3435, your number to get on the Voluntary Reaction post-game show here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith, Davey Hudson of Outkick in Nashville. I've got Barron Walker through the glass this afternoon as Tennessee takes down UAB 56-24 today. And when I tell you it was hot in Neyland Stadium, I'm telling you it was roasting, folks.
It looked like it. They showed a couple of shots of some fans in the stands, shirtless, just sweating.
Whew.
It was.
I hope everybody wore the
brutal
sunscreen
on
today.
that east side of the stadium. Just
Did you? I felt stupid even texting you.
Did I wear sunscreen?
He was inside.
Who are you talking to?
In the wine and cheese crowd.
No, but he was out in the sun, son.
Yeah.
I felt, after I sent that I hope you wore sunscreen, Russ. I was like, that's Russ.
Yeah.
Probably on sunscreen and a hat.
I'm good. Tennessee today, 510 yards of total offense. And again, a very balanced attack, 235 on the ground, 275 through the air. Only 5 penalties today, although we did have, and I don't think I've ever seen this, 3 different penalties on one play.
Oh, the
We had-
neutral zone.
what did we-
I didn't see that.
Was it us or them? They had 2 on.
They
one
had
play.
2. We had 3. We
I
had
missed that.
illegal procedure, illegal man downfield, and holding, all on the same play.
So what they take the holding?
Yeah.
Yeah, that crew was pretty active today.
So we had 5 penalties. 3 of them came on one play.
They had a bunch.
They had 13.
I don't think those get the 2 that get declined get counted, do they?
That's a good point. Probably not.
No. So we actually probably had. What'd you say? We had 5.
Yeah, we had 4 other ones.
Yeah, so we had 9 actual, but I guess
Aguilar today goes 15 of 22, a workman-like 15 of 22, 218 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Again, that ball just kind of bounced off the receiver's chest, up in the air. I mean, Walker Smith could have made that play
all day.
Did you get any kind of Hendon LSU vibes? I know it's not the same level of competition. When he dropped it in the bucket to Staley there going into the south end zone.
He took at least 5 or 6 shots, and all of them except for one to Brazel down the sideline, our receivers got their hands on. Like, I felt they all should have been caught.
Right. That one to Staley to caught, it was just a deja vu. I was like, yeah.
He throws such a nice deep ball, man. That.
It was wild watching on television. You could see that when they showed the replay, you could see the shadow of the ball distinctly going down the field. It was just kind of cool to watch because Staley's way in front of it.
Yeah.
And you just see the shadow coming because you can't see
so
the ball
good
yet.
at it, man.
And then Staley just goes blip and holds his hands out and it just drops in the basket.
He just lofts it up there and
he throws a nice soft long one.
We're either going to get receivers at least going to get his hands on it or he's going to get the interference just about every time. Like it's the one overthrow that might be the only one of the season on the deep balls.
God, I was so sick of watching overthrows, especially when we had wide receivers streaking wide open.
Well, it gives me a newfound appreciation for just how hard it is.
Hell yeah. You haven't been in awe of that this whole time? It's like how hard it is to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
just to throw to a spot from, 50, 60 yards away.
Rushing wise for Tennessee today, Peyton Lewis had the long 32-yarder on the option. Nice little wrinkle there from Heupel. We've seen that before. We saw it some with Nico and with Hendon. The little option pitch, Peyton Lewis.
The almost shovel looking pass thing.
Well, you had the shuffle pass to Star Thomas where he scored a receiving touchdown on that one, but the Peyton Lewis one was that
was pure option.
It was
pure option.
Kind of I guess
with his left hand.
Yeah, speed option for you Madden players out there.
Well, now the Star Thomas one was, I believe, the same play that we ran with Princeton Fant back when he was here.
I don't know if that
thing into the middle.
That option to Peyton Lewis, if you're playing a better team, that was really close to getting hit by the defensive end.
Did Joey fumble again today?
There was a snap that ended up on the ground. He just dove on it. I couldn't see from my angle whether it was a bad snap or what. I noticed that they were shuffling Satterwhite in there a good bit, getting him some run at center. 81 yards for Peyton Lewis, today's leading rusher. So, I mean, good for him, man. I still think he's probably our fastest running back. So to see him get a bunch of carries, because it did feel like, and maybe he still is, in danger of falling down the depth chart a little bit behind Bishop and Thomas, but he was the leading rusher today. Bishop, 9 carries, 59 yards, and 2 scores. And then Star Thomas, 9 carries for 51 yards and 1 score as the running back by committee approach continues. DeJuan Morris had a long run called back. He's good, man.
DeJuan.
He's good. He's got the Star Thomas, Dylan Sampson, Jalen Wright, just like light on his feet. Yeah, he's just quick feet, man. He's going to be good.
Anything else jump out at you watching live or being that close? Anything else weird you saw or not weird, but just being that close to the sidelines?
There were like whenever the play was right, when offense was right in front of us, the three guys with like the black, like you just couldn't see because I'm like looking right at the screens. They're right next to each other. And those guys are like moving, which is like, you don't really see that on TV. But there was one point where the guys that are calling the plays, doing the signals in front of them, they're like moving while they're doing that. So the guys that are holding the big black sheets behind them are moving too. So you
just can't watch the offense?
Not really. Oh, you got to look up at the screen.
This isn't so much as it relates to the play on the field, but Russ, did you see anybody having issues getting into the stadium today? Did those issues get resolved? Or just not a big enough crowd to where it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested to hear. Like we had no problems getting in or getting out. Like it was very smooth. And again, people are leaving at different times. Like people bailed out of there at halftime, man. I mean, there was a mass exodus. Yeah.
When was it when I yelled at like they showed a shot probably from like where you were sitting down on the sidelines, but back up at the stands, like the south end zone. And there was maybe 1,000 people in the stands down there.
Yeah, it was crazy hot. Walker, going to come to you for some messages from the live stream. First, the final statistical look here. We mentioned Brazel, leading receiver, 5 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown as he continues to establish himself as wide receiver 1. Mike Matthews, 3 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. He caught the long 39-yarder on which I believe was our first score of the game. Braylon Staley had 3 for 50. Kitzelman, 2 for 27. Braylon Harmon from Catholic caught a 41-yarder there at the end. Star Thomas, 1 catch for 17 yards. Joakim Dotson gets his first catch as a Volunteer. That went for 11 yards. And then Travis Smith Jr. also had a catch for 9 yards. And Jack Van Dorselaar gets his first catch, a 5-yarder.
Yeah, and if you're going to look at the defensive stats, like there wasn't a player that was more impactful on defense than Boo Carter was today. Guy absolutely lit it up. Led all players with 9 total tackles, had a sack, 2 forced fumbles, 3 tackles for loss.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was riding over here to meet Walker earlier, I was listening to
Does that cancel out the muffed punt?
No, I think that we might need to
you worried about
the
that
punt return stuff now?
Yeah, just separate the two.
Yeah, we've got a great offense. Send somebody out there that can secure the ball right now. But Mike Keith and Ramon Foster they talked about, I think it was during the halftime, about Boo Carter and how active he'd been. And Mike Keith was basically saying that I guess the coaches had told him that they were looking for him to play a lot more today in anticipation of him playing a much bigger role, a lot more playing time than he has been so far. So we may all get our wish and we'll see more Boo.
I don't understand why you don't just move Jalen McMurray, who I think is very good. And I noticed today, maybe it's been happening all season, but he's a captain. He's got the captain C on his chest. I don't see why you don't just move him out to corner where he played last year and start Boo at star.
I think this is the time to make that switch.
Yeah.
I just don't think they trusted Boo enough going into the Georgia game to make that type of decision yet. And now you go into Mississippi State. It seems like the secondary is not going to get healthier between now and then. If you're going to make that switch, this is the game to do it. Make Boo a starter on defense or don't do it at all and just leave him as a reserve. Like you got to make that decision now as we go into SEC play.
McMurray got hurt, but he came back in the game.
Yeah.
Texter says, absolute pathetic showing in the second half. I don't know if that's Jamie. Another texter says, Jamie should figure out how to look at a drive chart. We annihilated them in the first half, then gave up chunk plays in the second half with backups in. Who cares? Somebody else wants to know what channel the Syracuse game is on. Thanks for calling football finals. We'll get that to you.
Jesus. I think that one's just about donezo. You have one from earlier?
Yeah, I have one. There was one that said, "This just in, Jamie is a dumbass," on his first one.
Oh, man, Jamie.
We got one that says, "Tim Banks got absolutely carved up today." Don't quite agree with that.
That's probably Jamie.
We have Nick Jones saying they should have let Joey get 400 yards today. I mean, I don't think any of us hate the fact that we pulled him when we did. He doesn't need to be out there for that second half.
He had one drive in the second half, and then
we got one saying, "Is Jamie a real person?"
Yes, he is. I've met him several
You think
times.
we have AI callers to this show? Yes, all these people are real.
It could be. And then the most recent one would be, do you think the people in Clemson are tired of winning yet?
Oh, man.
I am excited for Dabo's post-game presser.
Yes, we might take that live.
Well, maybe Kalen DeBoer doesn't win enough games this year. Maybe Dabo go home to Tuscaloosa.
I mean, you have a guy that basically called his players a bunch of losers and told the fans if they don't like it to buy him out. Like, what impact do you think that's going to have
I'm tired of winning
on the team?
Negative. Say that. I don't know. Normally, I feel like Dabo in these types of spots, they'd go and squash a team like Syracuse, although Syracuse might be better than we all thought, especially Angeli, although he's hurt now, like we mentioned earlier. That's a soul-crushing loss, though, for Clemson. Like, that's the season pretty much. Like, especially with Florida State and Miami in that conference and Georgia Tech, you're not making the conference championship game.
Well, no, it's not just that. I mean, I guess they could backdoor their way in there, but they're what, 1-3 now?
Yeah, and they have 2 ACC losses.
And they didn't look good in that one win. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who was it they beat? I remember watching it.
It was a bye game. I don't remember who it was. Any serious team they've played, they've lost to up to this point. And do you think Florida State, Miami, and Georgia Tech are all going to have 2 or more ACC losses in that conference? No, Clemson's done.
Shout out to the great Chris Burleson listening to the program this afternoon over at University Lending Group. He says that the 3-flagger was when Jay Swag, as he calls him, ran out of the pocket and threw it in the flat on the run. Chris thought he was beyond the line of scrimmage on that one. A plethora of flags.
Look, if you're going to get a lot of penalties, you might as well do it all in the same play so they can only pick one.
I'd never seen that one. The ref went through. I mean, he was good. He said there are 3 flags, 3 penalties on the play, all on the offense, and then he went through them. It was like, damn, dude. Like, just you don't have to go through all 3. Just tell me the one they took.
Hey, now I have seen a kid. It was in a high school game, but honest to God, a kid get 3 separate enforced unsportsmanlike penalties in the span of like 15 seconds and then got chucked, got ejected. But yeah, went from like 3rd and 2 to 45 yards later, they had it at midfield.
I'll tell you, on a side note, that just reminded me of I've been able to go to a bunch of high school games this last season for Knoxville. You saying that just reminds me the penalties that are committed in high school games are they're so funny. Like, it's the stupidest stuff people get flagged for. And some of that stuff we'll see at Tennessee, and that's why it's so frustrating.
And then I like that, but also like the officials, and God bless them, high school football officials.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Like, you could tell these guys are not exactly professionals.
No.
They have a light understanding of the rule book at best sometimes.
I really feel like I should have stuck with that.
You got to remember, these guys are out there on an island. They have no help from video, from backup. It's what you see is what you get. And if they miss a call, there's no going back.
Packer and Price are ruthless on those guys sometimes on Thursday. They'll rewind stuff. I'm like, well, they can't review it.
That was one of the. Are you hard on the refs on your broadcasts, Walker? That's what I always liked doing that when I was doing high school games. Just giving the refs the business.
No, I'm not too hard on the refs because normally, like, I either won't see sometimes I'll miss a penalty on the backside of the play because most of the time it's holding. Like, there's holding every 5 plays in high school football. I'm hardest on coaching decisions a lot of the time.
Really?
If someone
give
goes,
it to the coaches,
like not like yelling at them, but if someone goes for it on 4th down and I think it's a stupid play, I'll say it's a stupid play.
You've got me upset. I do not understand why Catholic didn't attempt a 44-yard field goal last night to tie the game.
I had a scenario just like that happen to me in my games. Like,
they aren't easy. Did you see Max Gilbert last week?
No.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but you're right.
I blame. I listened to that. I could never find. I guess Catholic wasn't on TV, but Charlie Collier, old fan run luminary, was on the call last night. I listened to him for like 15-minute voice or 15 minutes, and I was like, man, this guy sounds familiar.
I was at the gym last night, and I looked up, and I guess they had the Rivalry Fridays here in Nashville, and Panzica. They had him on screen.
Panzica and Slay used to call basketball games. I don't know if they're still doing it, high school games. You need to get back into doing that, Russ.
What?
When he used to call football games.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that. Speaking of, Russ, congratulations to you and your West High School Rebels on your first win of the season yesterday.
Thank you, Walker.
Couldn't be happier.
Been a long time coming.
Did Webb lose by 60 last night?
They got 70 hung on them Thursday night.
You say West or Webb?
Webb.
Oh, no, we lost 70-40 on Thursday.
That was brutal.
Yeah, it's bad. Again, we're only dressing like 22 players.
What happened to Angeli? I'm watching this like he's just running.
He just snapped his leg?
I don't know if maybe just a sprain or something. I mean, it's not like a gross looking thing, but yeah, he hurt himself. He's like rolling out to his right and he just kind of crumples over.
Did he hyperextend anything?
Maybe. I mean, he's got a big old knee brace on his left knee anyway, so maybe that thing went out. Yeah, it did look awkward.
God.
He could have been wearing orange.
Nah, man.
We talked about him for
thank
an
God,
afternoon.
man, for Joey Aguilar.
We gave him serious consideration for a segment or two.
This kid is so good, man. This Aguilar kid. What's the ceiling here, boys? What are we getting set to now that we put this behind us? And it's there's a pretty good slate going on right now, but nobody's super excited about this win over UAB, obviously. But it gets real.
I mean, if we got healthy, if we could get healthy, our ceiling, I'm not going to say national championship, but I think we could win a playoff game or two for sure.
Yeah.
Not healthy, I still think we're ceilings 10-2 and getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, if we get at least Jermod back, our ceiling is going to Atlanta for the SEC championship. With our schedule, the kind of lighter side of the SEC schedule that we got lucky enough to get, like if we make it through the rest of the season with one more SEC loss, we might be going to Atlanta to chance either rematch against Georgia or someone else.
Bring me Georgia. I'd love to. I thought it'd be a long time before I said this again. Bring me Georgia. I'd love to have another shot at those punks. I don't care if it is in their damn backyard, Russ. You scared of them?
No. I mean, obviously we can play with them. I think that it would be more difficult, on the road or even on a neutral site.
Especially in that type of environment, like the first. When was the last time we went to the SEC championship again? What year was it? 2007. Yeah. So we had, our program hasn't been to an SEC championship in that long, and they go almost every year. Like there's something mental there.
How old were you?
In 2000, I was 7. I was actually like 6.5.
First grader, huh? Now you're a college grad.
Yeah.
We went through the troubles, boys. The troubles.
Davey, what's about to happen here these next couple of weeks?
I think you beat Mississippi State. You then find a way to, get a couple of guys back after the bye week. You beat Arkansas, and then you gear up for Bama. And that's one I still have a lot of questions as it relates to Alabama because, obviously we saw how things went against Florida State week 1 for them, but I've not exactly been impressed just simply because I don't think they've played any good teams yet.
They ain't play nobody.
And so I am curious just to see how that team is going to respond throughout the season. Do they get better? They stay kind of stagnant? Does things get to the point to where they're starting to become out on their coach and Kalen DeBoer, and you're in an advantageous situation to go on the road and finally beat them for the first time since 2003? Was that the last win at Bama?
Yes, I think.
No. Well, maybe.
Or did we win in 5? Did we win in 05?
Well, Saban's first year was 07, right? Yeah, 05 was the last year we won down there.
We're due. Same with Florida. Man, I'm really curious to see what that final score is tonight between the Gators and the Hurricanes, just because if it gets away from Florida quickly, I believe they got a bye next week, right?
Yeah, I think if they were going to pull the trigger early, this would be the week to do it.
Yeah, and I was telling Barrow, we were talking about it before the show started. Like, if they're going to fire him, I want them to fire him now. I want that new interim coach smell to be off of Florida by the time we play them late in the year.
Agreed.
If they're going to do it now.
Agreed. The only thing that worries me about Florida is they are uber talented, and I would just wonder if somebody fresh comes in, the kids respect that offense. It wouldn't be that big of a stretch for them to start playing out of their minds.
And they've got talent, but you just kind of look at their schedule before they even get to us. This doesn't include, tonight, and then they're hosting Texas. They're on the road at Texas A&M. They host Mississippi State. They play Georgia in the cocktail party. They go on the road to Kentucky, and then right before us, they go on the road to face off against Lane Kiffin and the Fighting Mighty Rebels.
Who the hell did they piss off at the home office in Birmingham? We really don't have any. I mean, that's brutal.
And then if you want to say, maybe they're looking ahead to Florida State because that's exactly who they play after us in the last game of the season. But I don't know, man, that's just such a gauntlet that I see the train definitely getting off the tracks more so than already. And that they just have much, want to at that point.
Does anybody have a worse conference schedule than them, Davey?
No, not in terms of difficulty. No, just, their schedule across the board, like Long Island was their one game where it's like, hey, this is easy. Even like, I didn't anticipate them losing to South Florida earlier in the year, but I knew they could have a game out of that. And then, them just going ahead and dropping that one to Golish and company, you just knew everything was going to be downhill from there. There's a chance they get 3 wins on the season.
And there's also
as long as one of them isn't against us.
So I was going to say, I've seen this movie before. It could easily be one of the 3 being us down there.
Let's get Basker Bob in here. Bob Baskerville, our partner in crime, weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Fan Run Radio and The Drive. Bob, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm good, boys. I'm watching. I just saw the graphic that they superimposed over Dabo Swinney, saying that Clemson's 1-3 starts the worst in the Dabo Swinney era.
Even worse than those early years when they were getting ready to
go, man.
Well, you had that big old press conference, Bob, where he talked about if they want to fire him, go ahead and fire him, and blamed it on the players, everybody but himself, talking about how great he is. Yeah, if everybody's sick of winning. So, evidently that did not have a galvanizing effect on his team, as it is a final now. Syracuse wins at Clemson 34-21. And not to be lost in this, Bob, like as we start building our playoff resume, Syracuse is 3-1. We're their only loss so far. So it's time to start thinking in those terms. We want everybody on our schedule to win except when they play us.
No, that's right. And there was a lot of takeaways in this one. By the way, we were saying it when we were getting ready to play Syracuse. Fran Brown won't be at Syracuse very long. He's a damn good coach. He's going to end up getting another job within a couple seasons.
Did you see what he said about coaches recruiting his players in the portal?
Yes, I did. I loved it.
Who was that now? I missed that.
Fran Brown said, listen, if you recruit our guys and I see you, I'm going to come talk to you about it. I ain't no bitch.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Kind of like it.
He's awesome. He's the guy who had his team running wind sprints at the end of the UConn game, even though they
dude's
won.
a nut.
Go full Bud Kilmer, pulled him off the bus, and
yeah,
did take overtime.
Yeah. Listen, it's and I know we'll talk for a minute about the Vols, but it's a pretty glorious. I got the multi-view up. Pretty glorious day of football watching. This Nebraska-Michigan game's fantastic, and I didn't expect that at all.
I'd really love to see Matt Rule and the Huskers get this one, man. That fan base, like I've always felt a weird kinship with them as like, they're a museum program and we were able to fight out of that pit, the same pit that they've been in forever. And, they haven't beaten a ranked team since 2017, Bob.
Yeah.
Not a top 10 team, a ranked team. They have not beaten a ranked team in 8 years.
Wow.
I would love to see them get this W.
We got a dog.
The only thing Go ahead, Bear.
I was just going to say both these games, it looked like, a lot of people were thinking we're going to be out of control early. A couple of dog fights between Auburn and Oklahoma and then, the Nebraska game you guys were talking about. Yeah,
the only thing I just can't abide by with Nebraska is this Dylan Raiola kid, who's good, by the way, but God, the whole, Patrick Mahomes wannabe stuff is
so
creepy.
Weird. It's so weird.
It's cringy as hell. Let's call it what it is. It's cringy.
Definitely so. And then I've been, and I'm doing a little advanced scouting for next weekend because watching some Mississippi State against Northern Illinois, and that's a bit of a struggle for Mississippi State, and they're at home too. So,
are they still down? I saw the score a little bit ago, and they were down at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they're up 14-10 at this point, but it's it's not like they're in control or anything. It's Northern Illinois, they're pretty even in yards gained and everything else. So, so just checking out the games, and I've been listening to you guys a little bit. The second half of that game today, I got to admit, in the fourth quarter, I fell asleep. Just
that entertaining, huh?
Bobby needed a nap. But
out late last night?
No, just got up early to go to the gym.
Running with McClure?
It was a lull you to sleep kind of.
Play some basketball? Get some hoops in?
No hoops today. Just did a spin class and just came back and had to run around, do some other stuff because wife's out of town, so I had to take care of things. But anyway, just as far as the Vols go, I don't love seeing that they gave up 400 yards total offense, essentially. But I think we're splitting hairs there, though, too. I mean, that first half was what we expected them to do, or I wouldn't say expected them to do. We would have been concerned if they hadn't done that, right? But they did. They came out guns blazing, looked great. It looked too easy at the beginning, quite honestly. Those touchdowns to Brazel and then one of the running touchdowns, it's like nobody got touched. I mean, it was like kind of gross at the beginning, but like you said, Russ, it looks like they got a lot of guys into play in that second half, and that's probably that was the whole mission, because by score they lost the second half, but I don't think that was necessarily super high on Josh's to-do list. I mean, he just wanted to see what he could get out of the rest of the boys.
It was on Jamie's, Bob. I don't know if you heard his call earlier.
Oh, yeah.
It was withering.
Heard it. I mean, come on, man. And what do we think about Jalen Kitna, by the way? Do we think he's pretty good or not? I mean, because he did throw for a lot of yards, and his efficient. He was 38 of 51 passing. So, I mean, he didn't look that bad, but I don't want that to feel like, I don't think we're going to be talking about Jalen Kitna later, like we're talking about Syracuse as a team now, is I guess my point.
Well, I mean, here's the question. If he hadn't gotten in trouble, he's still at Florida, you think he'd be starting right now?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. I'm not sure.
So, I mean, he's obviously, the kid was a big-time recruit, big-time arm. I don't know. He just doesn't have a whole lot around him.
No, that was noticeable at the game. Just like their right tackle was so small.
I noticed that on TV.
Like,
that was what I was wanting to ask you. Like the
they're,
size.
yeah, the size and speed, athleticism difference is so noticeable in person. So I mean, it's we knew this going in. There weren't going to be any big takeaways. We handled our business today, Bob, and now it's about getting ready for this stretch run in the SEC. I mean, they're all big ones from here on out, with the possible exception of New Mexico State.
Right. Yeah, like I said, a buddy of mine from up north texted and said, off of Brazel's first touchdown, he said, he's just, I think he was basing it on what he saw against Georgia last week. But he goes, that guy's impossible to guard. And I was like, okay, did you see the play? I mean, he is obviously he's balling out. He plays great, but it was like, again, the fact that he didn't get, I don't know, when you say he's impossible to guard, he didn't even get touched on that touchdown he scored. So, like you said, now it's time to focus up on what's ahead. And again, Mississippi State, I don't know, I just kept assuming they were going to be 4-0 going into next weekend, but it's almost halftime and they're up, but it's a nail biter with the Huskies and Thomas Hammock, their coach, who looks like he's rated the buffet a lot, but
personal appearances, not show fodder, Bob.
He's a good coach, though. I will say that. But
that wasn't even on my radar. Mississippi State is struggling at home against Northern Illinois today. Maybe a bit of a look-ahead spot for them.
Maybe. I mean, they're winning the game. And Northern Illinois in the past, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame last season. You just never know. But yeah, they don't look sharp. Let's put it that way.
Any other takeaways? We're going to get some random guy in here with us here in just a second. But any other takeaways from our game, Bob?
I don't think so. I think again, like the MO, like we've been saying, is take care of business, get out of there, nobody gets hurt. Hopefully, Ethan Davis didn't play, but hopefully that's nothing too major. But no, I think I'm perfectly happy with the result. Second half was a little gross, but again, I think there's reasons why. And let's just get ready for the next one.
Let's get Rando in here. Rando, you got myself, Bear, Walker, Davey, and Bob Baskerville. What's up?
Good God, it's just freaking loaded, guys. Hello, everybody.
It's a party now that you're here.
Hey, man, thanks. I will take a sip from the keg of glory, not unexpectedly. Talking about like us giving up 400 yards to these guys today, 75 of that was on one play in the second half on a busted coverage. I mean, if we had left the guys out, if Josh were Steve Spurrier, we would have beat these guys 84-14 today. I think anything you want to read into that game after halftime is irrelevant. I am a little confused, and I don't know if you guys touched on it or not. Is there a reason why we didn't play McIntyre? Are they looking at like saying, hey, we want to redshirt him, so we're saving him to play in the New Mexico State game as opposed to Merklinger?
Well, I mean, he was 4 games.
Yeah, he's only played in 1.
4. Yeah. So I didn't understand why we didn't give him any time today. Merklinger looked absolutely terrible the first 2 times he went out there with the ball.
Bob, how much of that do we put Jake Merklinger 3 of 8 for 57 yards? How much of that do we put on the fact that he is playing with so many backups in there? Brazel, he's not throwing to Brazel. He's not got Lance Hurd watching his back. He's not handing it off to Star Thomas out there.
Yeah, I think there's some of that. I mean, yeah, we had a Jack Van Dorselaar sighting.
Yes.
When he caught a pass, I was like, "Who is number 3?" And then finally, then I saw some, tighter camera shot with the name on the back. But yeah, I'm sure that's some of it. But I agree with Rando, and I think Roberto said it earlier too. I mean, he did not talk about. That's just a moment ago saying Mississippi State did not look sharp. Merck did not look sharp. Yeah, maybe some contributing factors to that. Who knows?
I think, guys, if we just stay focused, I mean, it was a good day for us all around in terms of Syracuse taking down Clemson. Hope Dabo chokes on it and goes apoplectic at his press conference and talks about how if y'all don't want me here, I can go coach somewhere else. And I'm 53. I'm a man. I'm not going to the beach. I'll be fine. Fine, Dabo, get your ass out. They look terrible. Clemson is just freaking lost. I have no freaking clue what is going on with that Clemson team, but they look awful. The problem for Syracuse the rest of the way is they look really good right now, but they just lost Angeli, and he may be gone for the year. So what do they do from here? And Arkansas, if we don't put up 70 on that defense of Arkansas, then there's something wrong. And Mississippi State's struggling today as well, as has been pointed out. So, guys, I've maintained all along everything is still right there in front of us for the taking. I think, Davey, did you say you thought the floor was 10-2?
Well, I was saying,
Where's the roof?
yes. Yeah, I think after seeing what we've seen now, you should only have one more loss as long as you stay healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we could lose. I think we could lose in Tuscaloosa just because it's a hard place to play. But I think Alabama's beatable. I think right now, I think the toughest remaining game we've got is going to be OU. And I don't think that's a game that Josh is going to lose. Now we may look back and say, hey, we laid an egg on the road somewhere. I will be in Starkville next week, so I pray to God it's not there. But yeah, I mean, everything's in front of us for the taking. This team, with what's in front of us, this team should not lose 2 more games. With the way that they've played, the talent that they've got, we can just get some guys healthy. I think we're going to be okay. Speaking of getting guys healthy, any thought on any time where Maude is going to be back or Sanders is ever going to get on the field yet?
I mean, I'm sure they both want to play. I just think they're separate things. And, Jamad obviously coming back from ACL. I've heard some people suggest that Alabama might be a target date for him to return. That seems like a tough game to knock the rust off, in my opinion. We'll see. But I just think it's good if that's true, if that, he's planning on playing, because there is a school of thought out there. It's like, hey, maybe you just shut it down for the year. So like, if we're going to make a playoff run, it would be best if he's out there at some point and rounding back into form and game shape by the end of the year, because it will take him. He's not going to step in and pick up right where he was last year. Like, it's going to take a couple of games, I would say, for him to reach back to his All-America status. And then with Sanders, I was watching him today. First of all, what a physical specimen. But second of all, he's got nerve damage, and anytime there's nerve damage, you have to get cleared by the docs. And they, that's just, who knows? It could be a thing that lingers for another month or two. It could be a thing that clears up this week and he's out there next week. We don't know.
As it relates to Jamad, I don't see him. I was going to say, I don't see him being a first rounder if he does not play this year. So if he wants that tab, I think he's going to get out there. When, though, is the question.
So what do we have? Well, and I don't have the schedule memorized, but what is after Bama? Is it a bye week and then Kentucky, or do we have somebody behind Alabama and then Kentucky? Huh?
Yeah, it's Bama, then Kentucky, then Oklahoma, back to back to back, and then bye week after Oklahoma.
Yeah, before New Mexico State.
Yeah,
We lose him, Walker. Rando has left the building.
So today's win puts Josh Heupel at the 40 win mark.
Wow. I was thinking about that at the game today. Just how quickly time goes when you're having fun, when your program's good, and like it's hard for me to believe that Josh Heupel, this is his 5th season on Rocky Top. It feels like, just yesterday we were watching Hendo Senko out there doing his thing.
It's out of 56 games, so 40-16 through.
Not bad.
I guess a third of year 5.
Not bad. Bob, what do you think of this Underwood kid for Michigan?
I think he's going to be good. I mean, he hasn't done anything that I've seen so far where I'm like, oh man, this guy's a player. But you can tell he's good, and I think he will be. He just needs more. He needs more reps, and that's common. I'm just not that impressed with Michigan, honestly. I mean, now Justice Haynes has been like electric as hell last couple of weeks, but still beyond that, I don't know, just not that impressed. Doesn't mean they're bad. I just think, they get a lot of rub because of who they are, that they're Michigan.
No, I'm with you, Bob. It's not a situation where Sherrone Moore is ever going to win anything of meaning while the head coach at that university.
Wow. Tell you what, though, if they win today, it's like don't let Biff Poggi get hot. That's the interim coach right now.
Is this an audition for him?
For the Michigan job?
For any job. But for another job.
Maybe another job. Yeah, I'd say that's a possibility for sure.
Did you hear his story about how he met Harbaugh?
No.
I did not.
He was coaching some high school team in Maryland or something. I'm not sure where he's from. And I guess Harbaugh was recruiting some of his players, and Harbaugh just comes up. He was in church or something, and he like turns off his phone. And one of his daughters comes and gets him and says, "Hey, Dad, there's some guy named Jim Harbaugh's on the phone for you." And he's like, "What, some sort of emergency?" So he leaves, and Harbaugh's like, "Hey, Biff, it's Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, why don't you come coach with us?" And he's like, "Well, Coach, first of all, I'm kind of busy right now. I'm running this high school program and all this stuff." And Harbaugh was like, "Yeah, so why don't you come coach with us?" and he said he left that week.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, one of the things Rando said about Arkansas, because I watched a decent amount of that game too. First of all, I'm sure that fan base is probably banging the drums again now about Fire Sam, but they gave up, like, I believe, I'm not looking at the stats, but I mean, it was like in the neighborhood of 500 yards or more to Memphis. So we should cook them.
We should absolutely roast them.
And here's one, and God, this makes me sick, to be honest with you. I just saw this on SEC Network. This is kind of a condemnation of Sam Pittman, but Arkansas's win-loss record in games decided by 7 points or fewer since 2020, they are 7-18, which is the worst record among SEC teams in that. That type of.
We're one of the 7, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. But my point is things are not. They're just talk about things that aren't going to likely get better there. I just wonder if Sam will make it by the time we're playing them again. It's not that far down the road.
You know who's next up? Bobby
Irish.
What's that?
Bobby.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Nice.
He's hanging out.
Who says you can't go back? You think there's like some sort of Arkansas football museum where they have Bobby Petrino's neck brace? You know, you
Is dinged up Harley.
You go back behind the Braves Stadium at Truist, and they've got this great like Hall of Fame that you just walk through there, and they've got the knee brace that Sid Bream wore on his slide into home in the 91 NLCS there on display for everybody to see. They need to have that neck brace. It's got to be somewhere, right? They have, I mean, like somebody's got that neck brace. That's a piece of college football history.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, because we keep talking, we've talked about it on the show. I think you guys talked about it a little earlier today about we sure don't want to play Florida if they make a coaching change. And, you know, I would say I'm just sitting here thinking about Arkansas. At least it's in Knoxville, but if Arkansas fires Pittman and they plug Petrino in, that actually their defense is terrible. But it's like I could see Petrino just like going for total offensive fireworks because one thing we know, I saw it again today. I know Bears talked him up, but Taylon Green, man, they didn't lose because of him. I didn't think. I mean, he's a total stud. He was throwing some deep balls that were absolute dimes.
That's what I was saying earlier here today, Bob, is just that, I mean, it's kind of been Tennessee's historical Achilles heel is really mobile quarterbacks over the years have torn us up. We may not be the only one, but the kid's incredibly fast, and once plays break down, he really –
Did they have an off week before us too?
Good question. I'm looking right now. Here's their schedule. Yep, they do. They play Notre Dame next week, and then they're off.
You think they would do that? You think if Notre Dame came in there and really put it on them, do you think they would pull the trigger on Sam Pittman and give Bobby Petrino the second half of the season as an audition? Trial balloon there?
No, I don't think they would do it this early.
I don't either. Bob?
Well, what I was going to say is I'm looking at their schedule because it's so weird. Notre Dame's playing them at noon next week.
That's terrible.
Is, you know,
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Should be a
then they've got the bye week, and then they play against us here in Knoxville, then Texas A&M, then Auburn, then Mississippi State, which could be winnable, and then LSU, and then Texas. And they finish with Missouri. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's one school of thought is I would think that maybe they're looking at it as like, man, we're going to get our asses kicked if we don't try something. Or they could be like, let's just let Sam's done. Let's just let him take a beating. We're writing off this year. I mean, the rest of their schedule. Yeah, the rest of their schedule is brutal, man. It's brutal. They could go winless, man. I mean, Mississippi State's the only one there where it's like, okay, they've got a pretty good chance of winning that.
Michigan with a long touchdown here. So, you know, here's my thing about Michigan. You guys say like you don't think they're very good. I would tend to agree. Like, I think they will be good once their quarterback gains experience, but would you get the feeling that Nebraska ought to be doing a little bit more offensively at this point with Raiola? And
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, he had great numbers in the first half.
I mean, it's not over, but it's a 10-point game now.
Yeah, I mean,
gut check time for Dylan Raiola and the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, they were down. You know, I think somebody said it earlier. They were down 10-0 early too. So I don't know. I'm certainly rooting for them. I can't stand Michigan, but this would be. Man, you want to talk about a consequential game for Nebraska. If they win, then, you know, their fan base is going to do the whole we're back. And who knows, maybe they are. But if they lose, their fan base is going to pivot right into, okay, we can't get over the hump. You know, we can't win the big game. We can't, you know, it's a lot of weight with these games.
Well, the other thing, too, with Nebraska right now, I mean, if you want to look at it, like, obviously struggling to move the ball, but this isn't a great Michigan team by any stretch. And, one of the touchdowns Nebraska even has that, put this game tied at halftime. I mean, it was a Hail Mary. Like the odds of really, I guess making that happen as far as moving the ball consistently has just not been there.
Well, Bob, it should be another fun week of radio here on Fan Run. A lot of cool things going on at the station. A couple of great remotes this week. Had a great time down at Calhoun's on the river and Barley's the night before. So good to be back here. Good to spend time with you. What are you looking forward to this week, Bobo?
Just the fact that it's starting to, well, you could argue last weekend, of course, it was real with Georgia, but now, we've got a pretty significant string of games coming up now, and this is where it gets super real, because we always said it about Georgia. It would have been awesome to have won and be in the driver's seat, but the loss wouldn't, set us back too badly, we don't think, as long as we continue to take care of business. Well, now we're going to find out. That's what lies ahead now, because like Rando said, it's all there in front of us. It looks pretty favorable, but got to still go out and take care of the games. I think just like what we've been saying before too. I mean, the SEC, we've talked about the chaos, and here's Oklahoma still third quarter. I actually was of the mind that Oklahoma was going to win this game, not like a blowout, but I figured they would win going away. And here it is 10-10 in the third quarter right now against Auburn. So
did you see their touchdown, Bob?
Who, Auburn's?
No, Oklahoma.
I did see Oklahoma's. Yeah.
They had
a touchdown.
They had to fake a substitution to get on the board.
Yeah.
Alabama did that with us was it Julio? It was during the Kiffin years. It was one of those guys. Kiffin kind of bumped him out onto the field right before the ball was snapped.
So this Arbuckle guy is just going to attach himself to John Mateer and ride that to a head coaching job potentially at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name that keeps coming up. We hadn't even talked about that. Maybe you guys did earlier, but man, I think talk about a firing that could happen Monday. It might be Gundy, man.
That'll be the end of an era, man.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
somebody,
no kidding.
Somebody posted that they got late era. I think it was on Twitter. Late era Fulmer vibes coming from Dabo. Now, you can say the same thing about Gundy. He wasn't as successful. He didn't win a natty like Fulmer did, but just a guy that's been probably their best coach in program history. He's an institution down there in Stillwater, and it just doesn't look like it's going to have the fairy tale ending, Bob, for him.
Right. You just as recently as season before last, you could always kind of, it was never a surprise to see Oklahoma State hanging around at, at the top of the Big 12 and, in the top 15 in the rankings or higher. And boy, it's gone wrong quickly, man. Last season was a disaster, and it looks like it's going to be worse this year too.
This Mateer kid is fun to watch, man. He's got a little bit of Manziel to him, just super light on his feet. Think you got him, you don't got him.
Yeah,
he's one well-spoken dude too. I don't know if you saw him at the end of their game against Michigan. He got interviewed. It's like that guy's plugged himself in as the leader of that team just in a short amount of time.
It would be nice if, don't wish injury on anybody, but it'd be nice if he were a little bit dinged up, a little beat up, sore hammy, maybe a swollen up ankle.
Debating about whether or not to call down a fatwa, a harvesting on this kid. Now you're going to make me feel bad. Bloodthirsty Bob Baskerville yesterday. Did you get your pound of flesh today, Bob, that you were looking for?
No, not really. I mean, I'm happy with the outcome, but it was, I wanted 60 or 70. We probably could have had 60 at the end, but I think got a little sideways. I'm a little bitter because I had a parlay bet for Tennessee winning each quarter by the coverage. And in the third quarter, I was looking good, particularly off that, scoop and score. And then that damn long bomb that UAB threw that cooked me.
No, I'm just
that one.
Go ahead.
If I'd gotten that third quarter one right then, I would have been getting cash out options, and I would have made money one way or the other, because I don't think I would have hung on for the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But didn't happen.
Yeah, I did not. I had the point spread as part of a parlay, but I was just kicking like as soon as we came up, just jumped all over them, and we did do that. It should have been 28-0 if not for the ricochet interception. Like I did not take the 10.5 first quarter spread, and like I was just, we covered that in the first 4 minutes of the game, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm such an idiot. Just left all that money just sitting there.
Yeah, that was the easiest part of the bet, right?
Yeah. All right,
Bob.
well,
69.5, and final was a total of 70.
Oh,
there you go. Appreciate it, Bob. We will see you in here on Monday. Where are we having dinner tonight?
I'm batching it, so
oh, that's right. Okay,
right here, just
samey?
beer and Fritos for me. The whole that'll.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
You're straight.
I'll figure something else.
He is hanging with McClure.
McClure eats better than that.
No. We'll whip something up for sure. But yeah, looking forward to next week. Like I said, starts to get very real now, so it should be fun. But thanks for letting me hop on.
Yeah, Bob. Thanks, man. That's Bob Baskerville, co-host of The Drive. He'll be with us for Overreaction Monday, 3 to 6 here on Fan Run Radio. Be sure to check us out as we'll be going through Rodgers' keys to victory and all that good stuff, as it looks like Oklahoma is going to have to kick a field goal here. Oh, DJ Durkin down there at Auburn.
Tim writes in, are you guys seeing North Carolina UCF? UCF currently up 27-3 over Belichick and his Tar Heels. And Gio Lopez got hurt. Didn't look like he could put any weight on his leg. And Max Johnson back in the game.
Well, I just absolutely hate that. I hate to hear about that stuff happen.
Max Johnson's a fantastic name. I remember when he played at LSU, or was he at LSU and A&M?
Yes.
I think he played for Jerry DiNardo at LSU.
A blast from the past.
I think he played for Curly Hallman. I think he played for R.C. Slocum at Texas A&M. That's how long that guy's been playing college football.
Sheesh.
It's Brad Johnson's kid, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Still out there doing it, and his brother plays there too. He's got a brother who plays tight end that transferred there to North Carolina from A&M with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to see he's out there playing. I remember they were talking about it when they did the whole Monday night production of TCU North Carolina, and he got in the game about how Johnson had this horrific leg injury last year. The fact that he's playing football is kind of a miracle, so at least he's getting playing time.
Where did Brad play college ball at?
You know what? I don't know. Where did Brad Johnson play college ball? Oh, Florida State, right?
I think so.
That is correct.
What
88
year?
91, so he would have been there with Dion.
Prime time.
Is Brad Johnson the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl, or was he standing on the sideline and kneeling today?
He was standing on the sideline and kneeling today. They won that with defense and Jamal Lewis. They got there on the back of Jamal Lewis and that defense.
Worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
Oh, Nick Foles?
Nah.
Big Dick Nick.
Yeah.
He had that one shining year.
How good is Joe Flacco compared to other
elite.
Super Bowl winners?
I mean, he's had a damn near 20-year career. Isn't he like your age, Russ?
It
Pretty
might be
close to
Dilfer.
it.
Trent Dilfer?
It might be Dilfer.
It's Dilfer or Johnson. I look at, at that time where you could really just rely on defense and running the ball. For those guys, like kind of more recently, the game had advanced to where you had to do a little bit more, at least in the passing attack.
We dig all the way back. What about Mark Rippon? He was a pretty good quarterback.
He won two, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
You got Doug Williams.
Doug Williams was super freak.
Yeah.
Doug Williams played now. I mean, he got so number one, he came out of Grambling. and then he got drafted by the all-time worst franchise.
Baskerville writes in Jeff Hostetler.
Ooh,
Did they win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, man. Scott Norwood and the Bills. Haas.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. That's a pretty good nomination, Bob.
What about can I give you Jim Plunkett?
No, Jim Plunkett was
Heisman winner out of Stanford.
Yeah. And he won how many
With
Super
the
Bowls
Raiders.
with the Raiders?
Just saying.
Nebraska.
No,
Did
Plunkett
they have
was
a
good.
touchdown pulled off the? Oh,
Did they? That one pulled
they
off.
had a touchdown taken off.
What's
the
the
board.
score in that game?
They're lining up for a field goal here, kind of a chip shot.
Into the third quarter. So maybe he gets iced.
Last call, 865-966-3435. Your number to get on the voluntary reaction, 865-966-3435. If you want to call in, go ahead and make it count. We are here for you.
Remember the best quarterback that Joe Gibbs said he ever coached?
No.
Take it it's not Heath Schuler.
He did not coach Heath Schuler. That was Norv Turner.
Tony Robinson from the University of Tennessee.
Joe Gibbs said Tony Robinson was
He
the
was
best.
one of the best quarterbacks.
One
ever coached. I'll look up the exact
Name changed,
two key words there.
One of.
I mean,
Just slipped that in.
let me get the direct quote.
He was up there for sure.
He was the inspiration for Shane Falco and the
Yes.
replacements. That's T-Rob.
Loosely based on T-Rob. Yes.
Yeah.
I went and grabbed that onion from earlier. Look at this thing. It's hard to see.
That's a big onion.
The background's kind of making it blurry, but this thing just keeps growing.
Dang.
She said.
Good Lord.
Davey, by the way, what the hell happened with the halftime chat?
The first one, for whatever reason, crashed. Once we got the second one going, everything was fine. I don't know what Elon was doing, but I was not happy with how that all unfolded. So I do apologize.
Sorry.
But second one went well. So we at least finally got it up and rolling. I thought you were about to ask me about the Titans, and I was like, well, a lot went wrong there. I did see while we were doing this, they did place Devondre Sweat on IR, so he is out at least the next 4 games. Jonathan Taylor been looking great on the ground the last couple of weeks, and so I would imagine the Colts are going to make sure to attack the center of this defense tomorrow.
We're going to see my boy Shy Tuttle, any?
He should get some. He should get some run. They'll have Joe Lynch.
He fell on a helmet himself.
Yeah, hopefully Nigel Warrior doesn't show up.
So, with Mike Keith being the voice of the Vols, and they had Taylor Zarzor on the broadcast for ESPN. You think those guys are just going to, carpool over to Nashville tomorrow as they induct Mike Keith into the Titans Ring of Honor?
We were talking about that. Surely this is a stupid nonsense thing that only idiots like me think about. Maybe Davey obviously has as well, but like they're going to send a jet or something to pick Mike up, right? I mean, you're retired. You're giving him a big honor like this. He shouldn't be schlepping it with the rest of us, making a stop at the Buc-ee's or the Quick Trip or something like that.
You never know with Mike Keith. I mean, he's a real man of the people. He may want to take that drive and stop at Buc-ee's. You extol the virtues of it constantly, and Mike may want, maybe Mike wants to have a barbecue sandwich.
Who doesn't want to turn a 45-minute trip into a 3-hour trip?
Yeah, what if he just wants some beaver nuggets?
I don't know. I just assume that one of the boosters or somebody with the Titans, Amy Adams, would send the jet for him. Surely that woman has a private jet, being Bud Adams' daughter.
Joshy boy, you're on Voluntary Reaction, brought to you by the Griffin Law Firm. Go ahead.
What's up, Dubsy?
What's up, man?
Russ, it seems like every time you go to a Titans game, we lose. Just saying.
In fairness, they lose almost all the time too. So
yeah, I know. I was just giving them a hard time.
My record is not good. Derek duly noted.
Yeah. So, guys, first off, I want to throw kudos to the offensive line. They've been playing really good as a unit. the first four games of the season. So hats off to Glenn Ellerby and his unit. Second of all, how pissed were you guys whenever Max Gilbert just got stepped on after that?
I mean, what are we doing here, Joshy boy? We're just letting guys stamp on a kicker's foot.
Dilfer was, when asked about it, Dilfer said that discipline would be pretty swift once they got back to Birmingham, I guess.
Execute him. Execute that young man. Off was his head.
Yes, I know they got a penalty, guys, but how did that guy not get kicked out of the game?
It's a damn outrage.
Ref was looking right at it too, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They just, in the heat of the moment, they probably should have ejected him. It's a good way to get a fight started, man.
Yeah, it is. So what did you guys think about that first touchdown Joey threw to Brazel? Just beautiful throw.
Oh, man, he throws a beautiful ball.
Yeah,
What
he
can you
does.
say? I mean, we have been blessed. Joey Aguilar.
We definitely been blessed.
Yeah, such an upgrade. We were so, I mean,
Over Pajama Boy.
We were taking calls about Pajama Boy. Phil said we should have paid him. We should have just paid him. Should have given in.
Yeah, what are you going to say now, Phil? Yeah. So, Joe, the only thing I want to pick on Joey is that if Peyton Lewis doesn't drop that ball in the second quarter, he could have probably had 300 yards passing.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
I know it ain't. Yeah, Peyton Lewis. But did you guys see the touchdown we scored before half? 2 plays before, Peyton Lewis goes out of the game on the sideline and somehow slams his helmet on the ground. Did you guys know what was up with that?
I didn't see that. Was that after the dropped pass?
No, it was before
later.
halftime. The drop pass was
in the first quarter?
Late in the first quarter, yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't even see that, so I don't know.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Mississippi State? Are we thinking Jackson Moy's going to play Saturday?
I don't know. I don't think anybody does outside of the facility.
We'll at least get a injury report, I believe, on Wednesday night to have an idea. I'm sure they'll just have him listed as questionable throughout, and then we'll just find out Saturday morning whether or not that is something that we'll be able to see. I would hope he's back. I was actually going to pull up, see how that game was going with them in NIU.
Gotcha. They were barely winning over NIU. But, guys, I said it before when the season started. I'm really, really worried about this Mississippi State game. And now that our defense cannot stop a nosebleed, I'm really, really worried.
Davey, what's your worry meter for Mississippi State next week?
I would put it at a 7 just simply because, you know, I'm always going to feel that Heupel's going to have that one letdown on the road until he doesn't. And I just see that being a prime spot. But, you know, I felt super confident going into Arkansas last year. I didn't really view that as a game where it's like a situation Tennessee had to worry. And obviously we saw how that all turned out. I just think this team, from a leadership standpoint on the players, I just don't see them having that letdown going into this game. I mean, you know, Mississippi State's a team that they did get a ranked win earlier in the year. So it's like you should be on notice that they can actually go in there and get you if you're not paying attention. But I do just think they're going to struggle to stop our passing attack. But it's just, can we
I
stop
agree with
them?
that. Offense is going to play great against Mississippi State. But I wanted to say out the door, great win, and I'm glad that game at Mississippi State is not a night game. And Walker, I have your Arizona State Sun Devils losing and not see it.
Oh.
Cheap shot on the way out
You
the
did
door.
not
With the new guy.
have to say that. Come on, Josh.
It was ugly, wasn't it?
Why do
Walker?
we got to hate on Arizona State? You should be thanking Arizona State for giving Mississippi State their big win.
Who do the Sun Devils have tonight?
Baylor.
Ooh.
It's a big game. Big game.
Is that in Tempe?
I think it's in Texas.
In Waco.
Yeah.
McLean Stadium.
Yeah, it's
You don't just
where's
roll in there
Arizona
on
then?
a Saturday evening and waltz away with a victory, Walker.
No, you don't. No, you don't. This is the type of game, it's kind of like after we lost to Arkansas last year and you play that next big game, you're like, okay, how are you going to respond? That's what my guy Kenny Dillingham's going to have to deal with, I believe, though. Sam Levitt's awesome.
865-966-3435, your phone number to get on the voluntary reaction as we start to wind down here on a Saturday afternoon, 966-3435. If you want to talk about it, ESPN Insights on Twitter says Joey Aguilar is Mr. Consistency. Including today's game, Joey Aguilar has 200 passing yards in all 28 career starts. It is the longest active streak in the FBS.
That's crazy. Tell you, when you were talking about the ceiling earlier, I thought you were talking about just Joey specifically. His ceiling is being in one of those Heisman finalist seats in New York in January. The way he's playing and the way this team looks, like he's on a good enough team. You guys are playing.
It's the second time you guys have brought up the Heisman Trophy with this guy. It's usually a very touchy subject.
But you can't deny that he's been one of the best 3 quarterbacks in the country up to this point.
The film guy, I always forget, Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks Austin.
Brooks Austin says he's the second best quarterback in college football right now. Davey, how does that strike you?
Who does he have at number 1? Do you know?
It's got to be Mateer.
Mateer, should they have more than 13 points right now at home against Auburn?
This Auburn team is really talented.
Three-year Letterman had an unbelievable tweet about the fact that God, I just had it right here, and then you finally get to the point. I'm an idiot.
No, they should have more. You look at this. Mateer's a good quarterback, but I mean, only 13 points against this Auburn defense. Listen, I get that, Auburn's playing better this year, but you should be moving the ball at home.
I mean, think about it. When we get to that Oklahoma game, that there's a potential that's number 1 and number 2 in Heisman odds.
There's that tweet. It is rare to see Auburn get out cheated. So you really have to tip your hat to Venables. I guess that was on that, that weird play.
Hugh Freeze is a class act. Don't put that mojo on them.
Oh my God, Auburn's just busted a big run.
Auburn has a long and storied history of following the rules.
Of course.
It's what that program is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they do.
Yeah, they just flip the field. They're going to kick a field goal and tie this game up probably, if not take the lead. Jackson Arnold hasn't looked horrible.
Who are you guys pulling for in this one?
Oh, Oklahoma.
Why?
They're both 3-0, and by the time they roll in here, you want them we don't play Auburn, so you want the guys you play on your schedule to be better. At least in how.
Yeah, I don't get in all that. 10-2, we're going to the playoffs. Is what I'm.
Don't we want Oklahoma to win?
Yeah, I do.
Auburn.
Oh my God, Jackson Arnold.
What do we gain by Auburn winning? Bear would be my question.
I hate Oklahoma.
It's a personal vendetta for Bear.
That guy should have caught that ball.
Oh, he was wide open.
Rush, you big. If you get your hands on it, you should catch it.
In this league, yeah. I mean, not necessarily in high school ball or maybe even D2 FCS games, but
6 figures plus to
play
football.
Yeah, you're a professional, man. Yeah, I think so. And
especially with these gloves.
I mean, if we really want to nitpick, that's probably a takeaway from this game and it has been a recurring theme this season. And let's be honest, it cost us last week, man. Mike Matthews.
Dropsies.
Yeah, you get your hand on the ball.
He should have had that.
You got to reel it in. And we had a bunch of drops today.
Yeah.
What, at least 3 or 4. I'm not even counting after Aguilar left.
Yeah, and it's not like we got Bazooka Joe back there throwing it 140 miles an hour at people. I mean, this kid's got a soft touch.
There was a deep ball to Brazel down the sideline where he kind of got interfered with, but you're not going to get that call. And it's like, okay.
There was one where
I'm not going to hold everybody to this standard, but Todd McShay had a blurb this week where Chris Brazel is on his radar to be the first wide receiver taken in the draft. if you're that guy, you fight through contact and make that catch.
Yeah.
And I feel like there were at least 2 of those balls today where it's like, okay, like I'm not going to bang on anybody for not making that play, but if you're that guy, you make that play.
He did it twice last week. But to be the number one guy, you got to make him every week.
I thought Matthew should have had another touchdown.
I think he might
that
have
one where he's like
one.
turned around backwards in the corner of the end zone.
Oh, I was talking about it was a big throw where the guy went up. He didn't really make that good of a play on Matthews. Matthews just didn't bring it in. I think he would've
There's
walked it.
another level out there for Matthews.
Oh, for sure.
He's a better play. Like, he's shown to be a good player this year, but he was a 5-star. He's shown to be a good player. He hasn't shown to be a great player. And
it's time.
I feel like there's greatness in there. It's
just Matthews?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think there is too.
Auburn. Going to try a long field goal here to tie the game on 4th and 9. This is a 50-yard attempt. Illegal play-by-play. It's oh, my God.
No, he
Max
didn't.
Gilbert thinks he shanked that one.
Wow.
Too soon? Too soon? Not cool. I'm sorry.
53-yarder, 57.
Yeah.
50 yards. Brutal.
This
game is ugly.
Damn pencil neck geek, too.
He's tiny, isn't he?
He makes Gilbert look like a stud.
I'm not even going to say it. I mean, kid's always been nice to me. You take a cheap shot at him. What the hell? This kid from Auburn reminds me of, Max off overtime.
Max Pennell?
Yeah, that's who that kicker looks like.
Taking a shot at Max Pennell?
I don't know. Not really.
Max Pennell is catching a stray? I'll text him that.
Let him know. Send him the clip.
Bear taking shots at you on voluntary reaction.
He's like, what? Who the hell is Bear?
Who is
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he won't be saying that. Who's number 4 for Oklahoma, Walker? And what happened to the guy Jaden Ott?
I think he's been hurt.
This kid from Auburn screwed right now trying to get out of the game. He's got the club on. You don't see that a whole lot anymore like the old days, Russell.
Nathan Robinson, defensive lineman, had the club.
Guys playing with a big club. Of course, the Steelers back in the day, and the Raiders, they would, not a damn thing wrong, and it wouldn't be anything wrong with their arm.
No, they would just put them up as
10 pounds of plaster Paris on it, and then turn it into a weapon.
Use it to decapitate opposing players. Just clothesline them.
That kid from Oklahoma's fast as what?
Doesn't seem like that should be legal. All right, boys, wrapping up here on a Saturday afternoon. Voluntary reaction. Tennessee takes care of business today. A workmanlike 56-24 win over UAB. Vols improved to 3-1 on the season. We're at Mississippi State next week. We will be hosting a Fan Run Radio listener watch party at Barley's down in the Old City if you want to make plans to come and watch it with us. And it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun to take this show on the road. A lot of talk this week about avoiding the obligatory, it would seem, Heupel road meltdown against a team you shouldn't lose to.
I mean, this is the one that mainly you and Bear have circled since like July. This Mississippi State game.
We have trouble. It's these random. This one fits the pattern, doesn't it, Russ?
Yeah.
One that
they're doing a whiteout down there, the cowbells, all that stuff. Probably a little bit lucky that it's not a night game.
They announced kick time for that?
4:15.
Is it 4:15?
Okay, yeah, it's 3:15 Central.
Yeah, 4:15 Eastern. So
it'd be hot.
Get us on about 7:30ish, 8 o'clock next week, next Saturday night here on Voluntary Reaction.
Yeah, hopefully there's not much to talk about.
Do we have any 8 o'clock games on the schedule yet? Those are the ones that kill me, man.
None that have been announced, but they leave it open as far as that flex time for most of these SEC games.
My
Yeah,
grandpa
You know, like you look at it, it'll be like, oh, I could play between 3:30 and 4:30 or 6 and 8.
I mean, I bet they'll make that Kentucky game on the road available to be at night. Because if so, that's the one. That game's
It
always
generally is a night game, yeah. Which that's like if you had to play at night somewhere, it's probably Kentucky. Crowd's not going to be a factor.
especially on the road. Yeah, there or Vanderbilt are the only two places I'd be comfortable playing a night game.
Vandy, that's always even a home game for opposing fan base.
We thank our sponsor once again, the Griffin Law Firm, online at griffinlawdefense.com. Let the military members in your family know about them. Let the Alphabet Agency members of your family, DOE, FBI, FCC, DOD, anything like that, let them know about Griffin Law. They're online at griffinlawdefense.com. Davey, always a pleasure, my friend. Give me a parting thought or two on the way out the door here.
Yeah, boys, always enjoy it. I am glad we've only got one more meaningless game left on the schedule this year. Hopefully we start to get these phased out, but great performance in the first half by Tennessee, both offensively and defensively. I do think we just took our foot off the gas in the second half, but I mean, hey, the heart of SEC play really starts this coming week for us, and I feel really good about what we have coming up. And listen, playoffs, everything's still on the line. Let's go get it.
Outstanding. Walker Smith, thank you for all your hard work here at Fan Run Radio. You, sir, are the man, a rising star in our industry. Give me a closing thought or two on this beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Oh, I think this thing that's going to stick with me is how well Boo Carter played in this game and what that decision is going to look like on Mississippi State on the night we play Mississippi State. I think that's going to be a decision we're going to talk about all week. But other than that, band rolls on, ready to take it on the road.
Well said. Bear?
Man, I wish we'd made that kick last week, Russ. Other than that, good bounce back. Offense looked great again today when we were in with ones running it. I really, again, I don't understand the purpose of these games when a team's as outmatched as UAB was. So hopefully we're 1 year closer to seeing the end of, stuff like this.
I mean, it's a group of 5 game. I think it's important to note that, this is a game during the Troubles we probably struggle a little bit in. This is not UTC, ETSU. It's not an FCS game. Like, this is a team from the American Athletic Conference.
They've played for a conference championship within the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, like they
could conceivably make the playoffs.
No.
No. UAB could get no.
They're not group of 5.
Not this year. No.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just saying they are. If they were the best group of 5 team, they would be
in general.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, this to me, it's more about like another sign that we're back to where we're supposed to be. Is a team like UAB rolls in, and we're not farting around with them late in the game like Derek Dooley was in 2010. We come out there, we announce our presence with authority, we slam the door shut and put our foot on their throat and slap them around a little bit. They got paid $1.65 million today.
Great for the program.
Yeah, we get our money's worth. We get to work on some things and see some young guys, and I think it's a fine day. So appreciate everybody for calling in, listening. GriffinLawDefense.com for Davey Hudson, Walker Smith, and Bear. I'm Russell Smith. Have a great Saturday night. We'll talk to you on Monday right here on Fan Run Radio.